like, oh,
Good evening! Good evening and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where apparently Khalil's full of beans.
It's a good thing.
I've got
It's a
nothing
good
more
phrase.
to say in the introduction. Apparently it's a good thing. I'd never heard this phrase before. Welcome back to Science and Sorcery. We've had been a bit of an extended break because I physically could not speak for a week. But we are back tonight with session 13 for Witness to Ruin.
Lucky for some.
Maybe.
Sorry.
I am so occasionally coughing, my apologies. I am here with Sam, Alex, Rachel, and Khalil. We're all doing great, because it's Sunday, not the middle of the week. Sunday will be our new streaming day for Witness to Ruin going forward. Might be the occasional Wednesday stream if we can't make a Sunday work, but we'll let y'all know in advance should that happen. Also, before I get into the recap, we are still raising money for the Trevor Project this month. So if you've got some money to spare, please do feel free to donate. You can give the players advantage, etc. Or suggest things that you think should happen. That being said, there will not be goblin fights this session. Save your goblins for a later date. Last time, now a while ago, for the players and the audience, the party navigated their way through the sorrow back towards Siren. They stopped again at the Temple of Vias, where they discovered massive mosaics, which represented the Seperation War, the war between the gods that led to the planes being separated more than 1,000 years ago. They discovered information about the champions of the gods, including a map to a place called the Dread Hollow, located relatively close to the Citadel. They also, M potentially discovered some information which they have so far kept from the others about a character relevant to their past named Shohul Snowsong. Pause for giggles. They then defeated a Hydra, the Hydra almost consuming both Muck and M, but they managed to make their way out of the swamp and find their way to the edge, seeing the town of Siren in the distance, about an hour's journey still. It's getting later in the day. You're laden down with weird... I think you took an arm and a spider leg from these spider creatures you fought, and whatever else you've carried in the sorrow, including all three, or the two missing ingredients you need for Chief Healer Hearn. What would you like to do?
Well, personally...
Oh, no, on you go.
I mean, I was just going to suggest that we just get a room at the inn and, like, get a lot of wine or whatever.
I'm up for that. What time of day is it again?
It's like getting on in the day, so like mid-afternoon.
Right.
Oh, right. You said. I thought you meant like in the evening. Okay.
No, it's
the plan still
you're not
stands.
You're not gonna have enough time left in today to travel straight on to the Citadel.
Yeah.
That is from where you currently are. That's about a whole nother day's journey.
Back to Siren, where we're banned from the bakery, and
yes, and one of the pubs,
and one
probably.
of the taverns.
Yes.
Well, we'll be welcome at the Skill of Loot, right?
Yeah, they'll let us know.
Yeah.
You'll be welcome.
Right?
You'll be more than welcome.
I mean, I'm sure I get a +3, right?
Yeah.
The kids like you. The mayor's not too fond of you, but
Maybe if we
keeping up
like,
appearances.
yeah, maybe if we try and be on, maybe not like, not our worst behavior. How about that? Let's put the bar there.
We didn't get kicked out last time, so we should be fine.
Yeah.
See, yeah, we're making progress. If we keep on this trajectory,
And
that's just character development right there.
Yeah.
growth.
based on the day that we've had so far, I could really do with a proper rest and a good night's sleep. So I think I would.
Oh
vote for
yeah,
this.
yeah. You had a rough time with the Hydra, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I just see my hit points. Yeah,
That's-
let's have a
what's the
rest.
way to put it? Yeah, rough time.
Should we? Should
On
we?
the note, first of all, before I forget to say this, you've been in the Sorrow for nearly a week, Sam. So you know what you're gonna have to do before you start planning to be on not your worst behavior.
Okay, today.
But carry on.
Today.
Like by noon tomorrow.
Okay.
Do it on the way out of town.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work that way.
Should we just at least maybe stop and have a late lunch now that we're out of the Sorrow? Maybe rest for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boozy late brunch.
That's about
Yeah,
half
I
an
mean-
hour away, did you say?
I mean, what's the worst that could
It's
happen
about
between here
an
and
hour
Cyril?
away.
Okay.
The worst that can happen between here and Siren. That's
Exactly, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, if someone wants to roll me a d6.
I'm not touching dice
Ah.
unless necessary.
but are we maybe having a short rest as soon as we leave the Sorrow before we?
Oh,
make-
do you
I
want
see.
to? You can absolutely camp up here and have a short rest. if you
Yeah.
want
That's
to.
what I was
Let's do
suggesting.
that.
Having a late
Yeah.
lunch
in
now.
in that case, right? Sorry, I thought you meant once you got to Siren. Yes,
Ooh.
absolutely. You can take a short rest. Use your hit dice.
Okay.
Regain whatever abilities you need to regain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely not gonna have time to go straight onto the Citadel then, because it'll be early evening by the time you get
Yeah,
to Siren.
that's fine.
But yeah, you're pretty certain that there'll be rooms for you in the Skilled Loot.
Okay.
Okay, so short rests.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Baby.
Max,
Also max, which is good.
roll on that.
Wow.
Wow, that was a nice little picnic, wasn't it?
Oh.
I'm feeling
better?
I'm feeling better.
Yep. Only 2 dice to do it too.
Do we have anything to daydream?
I think I got rid of my cider. Something with
It was
that.
an open container, and you've been in a swamp for a week.
That doesn't mean anything. I have been to a music festival.
I mean, we've got rations.
Yeah.
It's extra fermented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any?
You have not purchased alcohol in order to consume right now.
Okay. We'll have to wait till we
yeah.
get to the loot then, I guess.
Yeah.
Just if any of you get ideas, this jar here is Hydra stomach acid, so don't try that.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
boy.
got a kick.
I mean, you need to ferment it first to bread it.
Oh god.
Are you gonna start home brewing in your box?
Yeah.
Just you come out smelling of yeast every time.
Yeah, just do like moonshine. Just set up my whole little boxes of moonshine.
Just find
thing.
out that
There's
the
a
gin.
bathtub in there.
I think we find out this gin is like not. It's got no nefarious plans other than just wants to be a master brewer. That's all they want.
Yeah.
It's the gin of gin.
Yeah.
So I
Okay,
roll
let's
that
roll a
D6.
d6.
I don't mind.
Sure, someone roll me a d6. Just
Okay.
to see if you run into trouble.
5.
Five. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. You just stuck your whole hand in the camera.
Yeah.
To be fair,
okay,
that's
with
how
a
Muck would do
Yeah.
with a 5, after you have a bit of a sit down, some food, you manage to find your way back to Siren without any trouble. Are you heading straight to the Skilled Loot, or do you want to stop anywhere else first?
I think straight there, to be honest.
Should we see if the captain's around, so we can get rid of some of this
It's probably
kind
better
of
than-
gross
Yeah.
material?
Yeah, can we? Yeah, that's the point. And I've got.
I don't really want to like
You are
know,
just carrying around like a lady's arm.
right, and like I don't want to see how much worse that gets after like another day.
That's a good point. I mean,
Cool.
You have that cool box, to be fair, but I think it is still in
yeah.
Blurta's
I
vessel.
can't remember if I get that back on a short rest. I think it might be long.
I think it's a long
Remind
rest.
me, is the cool box, is it magical?
It's just a conserving box.
Okay, so it's got its limitations. Like
It's not. It has like a set volume that you can put things.
Oh
in.
wait, because we woke up.
but what I mean is, like, does it like magically stay cool, or is it just
So
like
it
a
will
cooler
it will
in our
keep
world?
things. What is it? Is it a box of preserving, Alex?
I think so.
I think
It says a chest of preserving. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Can I also check?
Oh no, sorry, my bad. It is magical and it protects the contents from decay.
Okay, cool.
But
Alright.
it's only 2.5 feet.
So it's not
long.
literally. It's not just literally a beer cooler.
Well,
kind of thing.
should we go to the captain first and like hand in all our gump?
Yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, then we can have a bit of a celebrate.
Yay!
Also, like I think that might get us kicked out the Skillet Loot if like we just bring in like a torso or whatever.
I don't think the mayor would like that. I mean,
Too
he
bad.
was bad enough with
Well-
dancing. Never mind, like
Yeah.
deadly with his arms.
It just danced the just like legs.
You've been to Captain Durst's office often enough now, easy enough to make your way there. She is inside. She still hasn't the same height stack of paperwork that she had last time you were in here, but a week has passed, so you've assumed it must be new.
Oh, so she has.
Or you'd
ADHD.
hope it's that, or there's just a lot of paperwork.
He just doesn't give a fuck. It's just like
That's an emotional support.
Is there
kind
like a
of
thin
paper.
layer of dust on the top page?
Make a perception check.
Nope.
Not sure, unclear.
That's a 6.
Um,
Well,
she looks up as you come in. You're back.
hello.
Oh, I am glad to see you. How did things go in the swamp?
actually we were pretty awesome.
Glad to
so-
hear it.
I feel like I'm retaining some trauma, but
There were ups and downs.
Does
Yeah.
happen.
Ins and outs.
rounds and abouts.
Well, you do know that as crest guards, you do get free therapy at the temples. So
Oh, no,
make
like,
use of
I
that
just-
if you need it.
They just tell me to do CBT, and that never works.
Well, if you go to
You gotta search around to find a priest that works for you.
Yeah.
But hey, you've got your own cleric, so I don't know if Nimbo's trained, but
Yeah.
I mean, on the Isle, but like I was, I did some classes, but
Yes.
you're talking about CBT in the kind of the traditional remedies from where I grew up. It's more kind of CBD based.
I was thinking that.
also works.
I think that might actually like do me good.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
sometime let's swing by. If we're passing either,
Okay.
The old
my
dispensary.
commune or another
Look.
one.
I think the dead
As long
mice
as
inn
you-
had a sign.
It's
for
medicinal.
CBT.
As long as you stay out of the dead mice, I don't care what you do. And don't piss the mayor off again.
I think we were pretty good last time.
No, absolutely, you were.
So we just do that again, which is to say, not talk to him at all, if we can help it.
Yes, that is generally also what I do. Now, was there anything I could do for you, or were you just letting me know you'd not
Okay.
died in the swamp?
Are we able to like cash in like monsters and stuff here?
Of course you can. What
So,
you got?
have you been hearing those reports of stuff coming in from other places?
Yes, I think we discussed that before as well.
Yeah. So I think we found some more,
Okay.
and I turned to Blurter. Have you got the bits?
Which particular? There's a lot of bits.
I mean,
What?
where do we start? There was a Hydra,
Yes,
Um,
we have.
we-
some
I'll
skin
back you
and
quite a
acid as
bit.
proof.
which ate these two. There
Right.
were
As I
spider
said,
women.
trauma.
Yeah, I've got some Spydrons parts here.
Right. Okay.
I've got some like bits from these like creepy druid zombie kind of guys.
Oh yes, yeah. But they had a tree full of fake dead bodies, or some
Maybe
kind of
they
dead
were-
bodies. I don't know.
Sorry, no, you're not telling me the Sorrow Bandits are real, are you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well they were
they're-
anyway.
they're
They're not now.
Oh, that's what they were. Yes.
Yeah.
We had a run-in with them.
Okay.
One of them got away.
Oh yeah, there's this Sorrow Bandit now.
Yeah, I'm sure that was all of them that we met.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
did you kill?
How many did we get? Was it 4?
4, I
or
think.
so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 or 4. I can't remember.
And
I donated
and are
one
you
of their-
trying to sell? Go on.
One of them had a very nice bow that I donated to my god.
That's always a nice thing to
Oh,
do. isn't it?
I met him, which was great.
Exciting. Sounds like you had a very eventful
Yeah,
trip.
I'm still kind of processing it, but
That
yeah,
would-
like I said, there were ups and downs.
And also we didn't kill any of the they're not growing. Are they growing? No, they're
Bullywugs.
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 Yeah.
Because we respected their sovereignty by stealing stuff.
Interesting decision to have made.
Also, there was just a lot of them, and it seemed like a hassle to fight them.
That would make sense to me from a tactical standpoint. Yes. Well, I can definitely, if you want to, maybe just leave those things outside. I'll count out some gold for you. Are you trying to sell her? What body parts did you end up collecting from the
So-
Hydra?
I've got a
Let's
big bit of
keep,
Hydra skin,
we're keeping
which
the skin.
we were going to
though,
make
right?
something with, I think.
Yeah.
And I
No,
also,
you got some of the scales to potentially open a secret chamber. You think in the Dread
Yeah.
Hollow.
and I have a jar of stomach acid. I don't know what other people have.
I don't have anything else.
I
I
wasn't
think you-
participating in that part.
I think
Yeah.
it was Muck and Blurda, and I think you might just not have made any of those checks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
failed
because
the
you tried
check,
to get
so-
teeth and yeah.
Yeah, you tried to get some other things, but I think you didn't manage it, in which case I'll put that away. The stomach acid is for your personal use, Blurta. The captain doesn't want that. But she will pay you for the Sorrow Bandit. She'll pay you 220 gold.
Each or for the two?
For,
for each.
no. In total for all of the Sorrow Bandits, the
Hmm.
lot of you get 220 gold.
Okay, so
For
that's
these
60 each?
Spydrons, hold on. I can't do mental math, but I
Yeah,
suggest someone else does
Yeah,
math.
yeah, yeah.
For
No,
the
so 55.
Spydrons, you get 480 gold.
Ooh.
And for the Hydra, 1250.
Oh.
So that's 1950 in total, I think.
Cool.
Alright.
Dang.
It is not, but I will do the math
Oh.
as well.
1750 plus.
It's 1840. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, 1950. My bad.
So that's
We're
1950
right.
each.
No,
Oh, okay.
between all of you.
In
Sorry.
total, divided by 4.
So,
So that's
4875.
4875.
come for the science, stay for the hardcore maths.
It falls
Buckle
under-
in, because it's going to be a whole session of arithmetic.
Yeah.
It falls under STEM,
Non-stop.
right?
Budget management for
Accounting for dummies.
So how much was that each? Sorry.
487 gold and 5 silver.
Thank you.
You're moving up in the world and spend a week in the swamp killing bad things.
let's just
Love
grind
that.
the swamp, just like go kill.
Yeah.
Honestly, Alex, if you want to do that, I have the whole swamp prepped. You can just go live in the swamp.
It's a
You
Monster
will
Hunter
probably
campaign,
die.
We'll all be like grizzled kind of Strider types, just like come out
You're
the swamp
trying
and
to-
sell a pile of
You're
monster
trying to
parts.
homestead the land of the racist Southern American bullywugs.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a spin-off campaign.
Yeah.
Was
It's a lot of gold.
Yes.
Evan's
Right.
feeling quite uncomfortable with just how much gold it is.
so is she taking the skin?
She's asked you to. No, so you can. She just wanted proof that you killed the Hydra.
Okay.
You don't actually have to hand any of these things over if you don't
Okay.
want to. she assumes you don't want to keep them and has asked you to just put them in a pile outside. She'll get someone to go burn stuff.
Is there anything we can like? We just said I've just written Spydron parts, so I don't even know what parts they were.
No, I think you took evidence to prove that it wasn't just big spiders or weird humans.
Okay, so
yeah.
Just like a torso midsection again.
The only parts that would have netted you like any extra value if you sold them were on the Hydra, and you failed to collect any of those.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I think we were going to try and make something with the skin, and the acid. So I'll just give the Spydron parts to the pile.
But also, we need the skin because that's got the scales on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what we're because there was that inscription on the
Dread
wall of the
what?
temple
Yes.
to take us to the Dread Hollow.
Dread, thank you.
Yeah.
Where the Dread Pirate Roberts lives.
I'll also do once like I've got a bunch of Anton's belongings from when we solved that I never did anything with. Do you want them back?
You know, in case family ever comes asking, that might be best. I got the rest of the stuff from his rooms.
Okay, I'm going to give that, but I'm going to keep the poetry because I want to weaponize that later.
Oh, okay. Yep. No, she's happy. She's happy to take.
Also,
Anton's
you don't
belongings
need-
from you.
The family don't need to read his bad poetry.
No,
No.
it's saving them from trauma.
Can I
Also,
ask,
saving him from embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
have we heard what any of this poetry actually sounds like? Because it feels like if we're
No,
keeping
because I
it, we
haven't
need
written
to
it
have
yet.
it.
I haven't written it yet, Sam. But if
Because
you
you're
come up
too
with a
good a
good
poet.
enough reason, I will find some bad poetry.
Nimbo, you
for
should totally try this in the inn with your lady.
You've already tried this, Alex.
Also, we've been over this. Like, I thought we had a whole conversation. Not mine. Yeah, still working out how that's going. But yeah, try not to use words like that. I'll
Gonna
work it
make
out.
your way to the Skeleton Loot.
Mhm.
All right. Upon entering, it's still like it's early enough that the crowds haven't arrived yet. You see the twins behind the bar, Azza and Horn, and they look excited to see you as you enter.
Oh, sorry, slight rewind. Did we take anything from raccoons?
I don't think you did.
I don't recall us taking anything from the giant raccoons. I think we were
Rabies
just
is
too-
what we took from the raccoons.
Yeah,
I think we were just too startled by the whole experience.
think
And
so.
then some rabies. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
You
One
managed to
rabies,
avoid
please.
the rabies, so you can't even do that.
Okay.
The twins look excited to see you. Welcome back. I wasn't sure you'd make it out of the sorrow.
no, we didn't think we would either. But
I mean,
if we-
I
There
did.
were ups and downs.
I knew
Yeah.
we'd be back. Finger guns.
But by ups and downs, I mean I went down a gullet and back up again.
I mean,
That sounds
Yeah.
not enjoyable.
No,
Need a drink?
it does character building.
no, it's not character building. That's no, we're not. No, a drink would be lovely. Thank you.
What would
Mhm.
you like?
Something strong.
Vodka it is!
Yeah.
We're forgetting and celebrating at the same time.
Exactly.
How healthy.
That's the best thing to do. Why don't you...
The old wax on,
first rounds on the
wax
house. Pours 4 shots of vodka, pushes them towards you.
I drink all.
You
4.
take that. Well, first round was on the house, but can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, of course.
Which of these dice looks least traitorous?
No, just M making a con
Oh,
save,
just M.
because M's drunk all 4 shots.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
I got a 19.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
It burns so much going down, but you managed to not throw up everything you ate during your late lunch earlier. You are quickly becoming inebriated, though.
I will buy the next 4.
Cheers.
There we go. All right.
Wait,
so
are
you
these ones to share or are
No,
these for you?
these are
do
to
I
share.
need to
No,
order
no.
some?
It's
No,
just
no,
like
just-
drinks another
Yeah.
4.
4.
The shot glass looks like comically tiny in Nimbo's huge hand.
You actually get you get a slightly larger shot glass.
Nice.
Just have more in
so
it.
you
or
also
the
get
same
a-
amount?
You're not sure. Looking at the glass, it looks like it's just like deceptively larger, and the glass.
Oh,
is just a
the
lot
glass
thicker.
is thicker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's mostly so you don't squash their glassware.
Fair.
As Nimbo takes his shots, Azza will say, "So now that you've had a drink, I think I can break the bad news. Julep's had to go to the market in Lisshold, so she's not around at the moment. Sorry."
No worries. I mean, it's always nice to see her, but you know, got lives and stuff. How is she?
Reaches into their pocket, hands a silver piece to their brother.
Can I just insight check that to see if that was actually...
Yes, absolutely.
Not that
Yeah,
I'm good at insight.
did Nimbo just fuck up?
16.
16. Blurta, from the interaction, you have siblings. You understand this interaction. They clearly made a bet about how Nimbo would react to the news, and Azza lost.
Oh yeah, but I mean, what I was trying to insight is she actually away, or were they just?
Oh
saying
no,
that
yes,
just
she
to
is. She is genuinely. It seems to have gone to
Okay.
markets. Lisseld has a very big street market, so it would make sense that they would get some of their like rarer supplies there.
test? Makes sense.
No, it doesn't look like Nimbo fucked up. It looked like the twins were betting on how their sister's boyfriend would react to the news that she just like fucked off while he was in the swamp.
I mean, I fucked off to the swamp.
Yeah.
This is fair.
Mhm.
We have been told to hydrate, so
What's something else?
M drinks another
do you wanna-
vodka.
that doesn't count.
Hey, that's 60% water.
Good point.
If you want something stronger, Horn's been trying to brew his own stuff, but it's genuinely does make you just sick. So I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
I'll take 2.
I
Tell you who's sick
Should've
as fuck.
imagined you would say that. Horn, can you bring some of your special brew through from the kitchen?
Oh, special brew.
It's just a pitcher. It comes in like an earthenware pitcher and just like pours, and it's clear. It smells almost like lab ethanol, basically. Like this is very strong stuff.
Side note, out of character, lab ethanol, not that bad.
I was informed by my first year chemistry lecturer at undergrad, the only reason you shouldn't drink the 99% ethanol in labs is because you don't know what intermediaries they might have used to make it. And if there's any like
Impurities.
impurities, those might fuck you up. The ethanol
Yes.
itself is fine.
Well, like
At St.
especially-
Andrews, they've had to start adding laxatives to the lab ethanol because some of the students kept fucking stealing it.
at an unnamed university that I did my PhD at. So you have like
Realize
the
everyone can find this out.
oh, of course, yeah.
Just
So you have like the IMS, the
Yeah.
propanol that you use to clean the lab, and then you have your ethanol that of various kind of percentages and grades that you use for stuff. But like most of that has a little bit of methanol in it or something to stop you drinking it. But you get the 100% absolute ethanol. That's absolute with an E at the end. And that has to be registered with the government because otherwise you have to pay tax on it because it's drinkable ethanol. And so you have like a duty-free amount of pure ethanol for a lab or for an institution. And that's why you're meant to sign out every like amount of alcohol that you use. And I remember one time going to the absolute ethanol and like flipping open the logbook, and there was like 250 ml that had been signed off, and this 5-liter big bottle was mostly empty.
Take a d6 for science lab anecdotes. Because there was some useful information in there, potentially, which is,
Well,
Science Sorcery does not condone drinking lab ethanol.
No,
But if you accidentally do it, it's unlikely to kill you. Something else in it might, though.
But only if it's the absolute ethanol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the stuff that isn't 100%.
Don't accidentally
Definitely
do
not
stuff with
the
methanol.
stuff in the St. Andrews teaching labs. I promise you will shit yourself.
Yeah.
Or do, and it'd be funny. I don't know.
No, not while I'm teaching.
That would be extra fun.
A friend of mine from school had a similar situation, except she had to like be very carefully signing everything in because like she was working with the stuff that could be used to make meth.
Yeah. But Breaking Bad situation.
Yeah.
Do not break bad, people.
The official Science and Sorcery advice: do not break bad.
Yeah.
And if you do, don't get caught.
Before we move on, like separate from the alcohol point of view, but just like in SciComm, don't do this. It was an example from a UK-based science communication conference where they don't really talk about this anymore because it was so bad. Where someone decided to make napalm on stage.
Are you joking?
I heard about that.
Yeah. And did not end well with a chicken leg and some napalm. In front of an audience. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like in all sense of science, experiment, research, science communication, follow the guidelines. There for a reason.
And never throw anything into the audience, because I know one science communicator who one time he threw some candy into the audience, crowd full of school kids. One kid caught it, kid next to him punched him in the face because he wanted the candy. The only other time this person threw something into the crowd, he hit a blind man in the eye.
Now that is immersive theatre.
That is possibly assault.
True art.
Oh god.
Narrative storytelling. It's like
Yeah.
On that note, we find ourselves back in the bar.
As that whole anecdote has happened, I've slowly finished a vodka shot and put it back down.
I mean, I was just gonna say, can we get like the wine that'll get us most fucked up for like the least amount of money?
Well, why do we need to not spend money?
We're rich
got
now.
Lots of money.
Okay.
This is classic rich kid attitude, Sam.
Your most.
And also, didn't we come in here last time? And then I was like, I'll get the most expensive bottle of wine, and it was like more money.
750 gold.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, we're not.
They've got intermediaries. They've got everything from the owner's homebrew vodka to like super expensive.
Any wine that comes in a bag.
Depends on the bag.
No, but they have really big jugs, which is this world's equivalent.
Okay, can I say? Let's just say, whatever 50 gold's worth buys.
Okay, mark off 50 gold, and that will probably cover your drinks for the evening, for everyone.
Oh, cheers.
Even my special brew.
The special brew seems to be free, and Horn's just really happy someone's willing to try it.
Amazing.
On that note,
How is it?
We'll find out in a moment. Sorry, what's Alex in the chat saying?
I would like just on a t-shirt that just says really big jugs and just like a jug of wine.
I need that shirt.
I need that shirt.
I am slightly hungover because that's what I did yesterday. Really big jugs.
Alcohol out of a jug.
Okay, I'll add it.
There were no jugs. There was a lot of wine.
Okay.
Um,
enough wine.
I just want to.
You have the wine and the vodka. Essentially, you basically purchased a bottle of the normal vodka, and like a couple of like nice bottles of wine, but that have a high ABV.
Not that any
I'm
of us
just
know
gonna-
what that means in this world, but
No,
Yeah.
it's strong. It'll get you fucked up, which is what you asked for.
sorry, Rachel.
I'll just dip my finger in the special brew
Okay.
and then
In
like
that case,
touch
you-
it to the tip of my tongue. So I have to make a constitution check.
Not if you're just dipping your finger in it.
Okay,
It is definitely like the vodka was nice, but strong, and this is just pure ethanol.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of flavor to it.
Okay. Can
Amazing.
I get a napkin?
You have 2 shots of it poured out in front of you.
I
Can
do
I
the
get a
first shot.
napkin and just dip a tiny corner in it, and then use prestidigitation to light it to see what it does?
I love that you said you were going to be on your best behavior, and then you immediately try to set the place on fire.
Like,
yes, you can do
the
that.
tiniest drop.
Is this what it's like going to a pub with Alex?
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't drink really. Like, barely drinks.
It definitely, like, it flares like a match almost. It'll burn.
Okay, that's
And
that's
I was just like,
lucky.
hey, can you please not do that?
okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
a
Yes, Muck,
safety
make a
test.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Constitution. Oh, phew. Well, 7 plus 2 is 9, but I thought it was a 1 at first. Could be worse.
You take 2 points of poison damage.
Oh.
And you will be, for the next, like, 10 minutes, will be at disadvantage on any ability checks you're trying to make, just because you're, like, recovering from the thing you just consumed.
That
you are
seems
also
fair.
definitely... It's getting you drunk, though.
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
But even your half-orcan constitution can't really bear up to, like, just the burning and, like, the gut-churning sensation this liquid creates within you.
I look at Arza and I wink, and that's it.
Wings back. Muck. That's not your full name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a guy who stopped in there asking about, Hold on, I wrote it down. Where did I write it down? Here we go. Lady Michaelin Prescott Smythe? That you?
Yeah, I know her.
Okay, alright.
Who's asking?
Some, like, jumped up little gnome.
A gnome.
Mm.
Okay.
He said his name was, I wrote this one down too, the Honorable Kelhic Esprue. Seemed like a right prick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Didn't tell him where you were.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. Yeah.
Shut policy.
I'm not waiting for any messages from gnomes, so just keep it on the down low if you don't mind.
Yep. Haven't told mentioned it to anyone else. But the kid got along with my dad, so that's usually a weird sign.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh.
How long ago was that?
3 days ago now, I think.
Okay. Has he been around since?
Nope. Left to fall in a day.
Okay. Maybe he followed us into the swamp and got eaten. Is that a good or bad thing?
He had a
Maybe
big
we killed
sword.
him. Okay.
He had a big sword, so he might be alright, but I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, if he ever comes back, I'll tell him I don't know you.
Cool.
Well,
Thanks.
then we went back into the swamp.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, you went back into the swamp.
But what if we
Horn.
do go back into the swamp? What if we do that? That's not.
Then I will kill him.
Oh.
Oh, because
Azza
you
has
don't care.
walked away to go tell their brother, like, hey, if the gnome comes back, they've gone back into the swamp, so it doesn't hear you say you're gonna kill this random gnome.
Nice.
So you don't care so much that you're gonna kill it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
Cool. If you ever want to talk about it, all ears. But none of my business. All right. Okay, I'm gonna say this once. Yeah, I'm gonna say this once. Right before just before we get going. Just let me know. I have enough magic, so if anyone's feeling a little bit squiffy at some point, I can, take care of that. But, that's the last bit of clericing I'm gonna do at the moment. Feel good? And I pick up, 2 kind of large tankards of beer and I kind of drink one relatively fast. Yeah, I pick them up apart from my index fingers. And I'm doing finger guns at my friends whilst necking one, and then I'll nurse the other one. But all the while whilst doing finger
impressive.
pistols.
Like, kudos for that. I didn't know one person could fit that much in, to be honest.
There's a lot of me.
There is a lot of Nimbo.
There's a lot of room in my heart.
And he's got big jugs. So. Drinking montage.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I think at that point, like watching the finger guns and just what's going on, the M probably would laugh for the first time today.
Oh.
Or probably in a week.
That's nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I don't know about the others, but like I think Nimbo's priority during this kind of celebration, processing session, whatever, is to kind of like, he's kind of thinking about all the experiences that he had and kind of all the coming to terms with whatever that vision was and stuff like that. But also like checking, not checking in with, but checking in on his friends. You know, not like, so how are you doing? But more like, vibe checking and trying to be there for him.
Yeah. I think Muck is definitely feeling like, I had my whole coming of age ceremony in the swamp, like adventuring's what I want to do. I don't want anyone who's looking for me to find me.
Do you want to RP anything else, or shall we fast forward to the morning?
I think I would like to sneak out, potentially.
Yes, absolutely.
To the Dead Mice Inn and see if there's anyone hanging about. Is there anyone outside?
Outside?
Before you explain that, would I notice Muck going?
Probably.
Yeah, are you doing like a...
Yeah, how stealthy are you trying to be, Muck?
Really stealthy.
Okay, make a stealth check. Make a perception check at disadvantage, M, because you are both drinking and this will become a relatively busy space.
Am I still drunk off the special brew?
No, that would have only if you wait until later in the evening.
Well, I'm still at disadvantage and I just rolled really badly, so let me roll again just in case I can get even worse. No, I got a 3 on my stealth.
I got a 12 on disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, you would notice Muck leave. But unless you're following her, wouldn't know where she's going.
Are you following me?
No. Not this time.
Cool.
Are you, Muck, are you looking for the old lady or is it someone else?
I'm looking for the old lady.
Yeah. You don't see anyone as you walk down the street towards the dead mice. But as you go to turn around to head back to the Skillet Loot, she's appeared behind you.
I gasp.
Did it come of use?
Yeah, it did. It did. Thank you.
It is not often I give away one of those potions. I'm glad you could use it, and I hope that you might be persuaded to see things the way I see things.
I think I do. Do you have any advice for me, apart from, finding the riches that I might have easy access to?
Your goals are very noble. It is not only about taking wealth away from others who do not deserve it, and giving it to those who need it. It is also about providing for everyone who needs providing for in other ways.
Okay, I'll think about that. Thank you.
You have a good group to start with. Some of them could use some love.
Okay, I hear you.
Keep it in mind, and I might help you again in the future.
All right. Thank you. I'm sure I'll
You're
see you
welcome,
again
Muck.
soon.
She vanishes in front of your eyes again.
But did I tell her my name?
You did not?
Okay, cool.
Do you want to try to figure out what's going on? You can make a religion. You can make a religion check if you want to.
Okay. Religion. 18.
18. You're not the most religious individual,
Yeah.
but the speaking about caring for others, a mention of love itself. This sounds like this could be someone who works in the name of the deity of love, Sanath.
Yeah.
Who is like not just romantic love, platonic love, all the types of love, but also just the act of caring for others and for the world around you. So related to Idal, in that Idal is about balancing justice, but less committed to necessarily taking the criminal angle.
Okay, all right. So it's a ever so slight kind of guiding, not necessarily a conversion, but just the, way of thinking. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, I'm sneaking back.
Interfering gods is the impression you get. You were trying to do something to maybe get closer to Idal, and Sanath jumped in there and was like, huh. No.
I can use this one.
yes, pretty much, yeah. Okay, you make your way back to the Skilled Loot eventually. Anything else anyone wants to RP?
I think I'd be waiting up to wait on Muck coming back.
Yep.
Do I just see your eyes shining in the dark?
I'm a cat. They would shine back at you like those kind of cat's eyes. Like, what time do you call this? But
it's 11:30, Clive.
But I think I would just be by this point quite drunk, but just kind of waiting to see you come back in.
Because I think we all would have noticed that Muck wasn't there eventually, because
you would have eventually realized Muck wasn't there, and the only one who would have genuinely see Muck leave.
Exactly.
Just as easily, Muck could have gone up to bed, and you might have missed it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I see looking at me, and I go, "Do you want a hug?"
Maybe. I'm not gonna ask where you were. That's your business. But there's some not so nice people in this town, and you three are starting to become important. So just let us know if you're leaving.
All right. Yeah, I hear you.
Make sure you're safe.
Thanks,
I don't think any of us would like it if something happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't remember any of this in the morning anyway. And we'll get up to start making my way to the room at that point.
Okay, cool. Anytime you want a hug, just let me know.
I'll turn round at that and just go straight in for an embrace.
I'm holding you tight. It's gonna be okay.
Don't know that.
Have to think it.
It's hard to think it with all the things that have gone on, but that's why we need to keep each other safe.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, sleep well.
See you tomorrow.
Eventually, all four of you awake in the morning. Assume you've had maybe a little bit of a lie-in. For the first night, you've been sleeping in a bed again in about a week. You can stay in town and run errands if you want, or you can make your way to the Citadel. It's up to you.
Honestly, my inclination is just to get this stuff handed off, and we can also go to the apothecary lady and hand in her stuff.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. I mean, I don't have anything kind of on the to-do list here.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll see when Julep is going to be back from this hold. You know, if she's going to be back today, then I might wait until she comes. I can say hi, and then we can head off. And, you know, be a shame to just miss it, right?
She's been gone for 3 days. You know it is a 2-day journey to get to Lissold. So you can also ask when she's going to be back, but it's probably like she'll be back in about a week's time after she left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not around the corner.
That's good. Let's keep going.
Before we go, I'll just go to Alza. This is about to be my favorite pub. And then we...
You know what? I'm really glad to hear that. You're proven to be some of my favorite customers, so do be sure to come back. Winks back at you.
How much do we get charged for the rooms, by the way? On the
so it would be an additional one. It would be 5 silver a person per room.
I'll cover it.
Yeah. So that's another 2 gold. Okay. You make your way out of town, down the road towards the Citadel. As you do this, can someone roll me a d6 again, please?
I'll do it.
You sure about that? Oh, your dice rolling's been so bad. Is this going to be a bad one?
But then we get more money for the stuff we
That's
hand
true. That's true.
in. Grinding.
Can you roll me a d8? Alex, a d8, please.
Yeah. 4.
4. Okay. You're making your way up the road to the Citadel. You're occasionally passing other people who are making their way to Siren or further onto the plateau or down, eventually down to Lissold. But it's been quiet for a little while when you suddenly hear a croaking, cawing noise. Look overhead to see a crow fly over. And as it passes directly overhead, you just hear it go, 10.
Did the rest of you hear that?
Did the rest of us hear that?
Yep. You all heard a crow say 10.
I've spent a lot of time around birds. Have I heard a crow say a word before? Is that or have I heard of it happening before? Is it like a normal thing or a surprising thing?
Well, parrots and stuff exist, but a crow saying something that sounds like an actual human word, it's a bit more uncommon.
Did it sound like someone's voice, or did it sound like a crow?
It sounded like if a crow... Yes.
Okay.
It sounded like a crow speaking English.
Is there anyone else on the road behind us?
Make a perception check.
30-20.
Looking around, you can see the last people you'll pass are just in the distance, you're about to lose them from sight. You can see some more people coming up ahead as well.
And the crow was heading behind us.
It just flew overhead, sort of side to side.
And it's not. Okay, you go.
You can still see it. It's still there. It's carrying on.
Can we see anything in the direction it flew from?
Nothing special.
Oh, that was weird.
As you're looking around trying to figure out what's going on, the crow circles, comes back, and you hear it say, 9!
Ah, shit.
Did that crow just speak in German?
It's a Tobergian spy!
Do any of you want to, like, use your arcane vision on it to see if it's gonna, like, explode or something?
How close does it fly when it flies over us?
It's like a good, like, 10 meters up. It's
So
not like, it's not dive bombing you or anything.
So 10 meters would be approximately 30 feet.
Yes.
So
Yes,
next
it
time
would be in range of a spell if you wanted to try to...
So next time it comes close, I'm gonna pop detect magic.
Okay.
Well, I'll pop it now, and then next time it comes close, it will kind of pop through the zone.
Yeah. And it does come close again. About a minute after it said 9, it flies over and says 8. There is definitely something magical about this crow. It's giving... Let me check. Let me check.
Have any of you ever heard a crow talk, like parrots talk it, like, but actually come across one?
I think I've heard a raven talk at some point.
It's really strange. It's really strange getting to hear them actually talk.
I have not.
Yeah, I've seen it in captivity in, I think it was in Berlin, Germany somewhere. Which actually, well, it's quite, it works out quite well with the 9 thing.
Yeah.
It's that exact crow.
That exact crow. But yeah, they can be taught, like, it's 100 or so words that individual crows can learn. Don't understand it, like, they don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, incredible.
I'm currently writing a show with a friend of ours, and part of it is about a parrot that is my nemesis. My mum has a parrot who is my sworn enemy, and he only knows one human phrase, and that's "come on," which, like, is oddly fitting for a bird that hates me.
Yeah. Come on, then.
The detect magic detects the spell. The crow has been enchanted in some way.
Can I do like a history check for who would be enchanting crows on the battlefield or something?
Sure.
Oh, it's not going to matter, is it? Okay, well, I got a dirty 20.
You are fully convinced. You are fully convinced that no one's ever used battle crows. Crows have been used as messenger birds before, though, but they're generally like, you tie the message to their leg, you don't get them to speak it.
Would detect magic have detected if it was a familiar?
Yes.
So, and it's not a familiar?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, if at any point it suddenly starts to, like, use a fireball on us or something, I'm going to, like, just have, like, counterspell.
Okay, you're going to...
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. You're preparing for the crow to potentially try to fireball
like,
you.
not holding an action because that's a specific
No,
thing.
no.
Just like that is
Yes,
what I will
yes.
do if it happens.
Yes, you're keeping an eye on it. And it continues to count down. 7.
Does it seem to be like crossing the same bit of road, or is it following us?
It's following you.
Okay, next time.
I feel like we should spread out maybe, just in case. I don't know, like, I don't think we can outrun Bird. Well, maybe you can, Em. But maybe we should. Yeah. Get ready for something.
It's making me very nervous.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I'm gonna cast Aid. I'm gonna cast Aid at a 3rd level.
Of how nervous we are about this.
2nd level. I'm gonna cast Aid, and so the U3 all have +5 to your hit point total. These are not temporary hit points, these are normal hit points. So you can heal them back up when you lose them.
Next 8 hours, you have an extra 5 hit points.
Can I, the next time that it comes close to us within 30 feet, cast suggestion?
I think suggestion needs to target humanoids.
It just says influence a creature.
Does it not have an intelligence?
Does it say it needs to understand you?
Magical
Yeah, it
creature.
needs to be able to understand you.
Okay, well.
You can try. You don't know if it will be able to understand you though, because it is still a crow.
Okay, well, I will first of all just go, hello, can you hear me?
6.
This thing doesn't understand me, so I'm not going to
Okay.
do the thing I was thinking I'm going to do.
Next time it comes by, I'm just going to be like 32, 100, 81, 27. See if we can like confuse it.
5.
We need to run.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting my shield on my back and
I think
Cracking.
we should, at the very least,
The
just,
people you saw in the distance are now getting quite close to you.
can we see them?
Like
What do they
still
look
about
like?
100 feet out.
What do they look like?
Like, sorry, there's birds making weird noises outside.
What, saying
Nine.
numbers?
Yeah, I've just been narrating what's happening outside. No, they look like ordinary travelers from this distance. They're not holding like a big sign that says "Hello, we're the evil crow cult people" or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess as we're kind of scattering, I will cast Shillelagh
Okay.
as well.
All right. The crow seems to now be circling over all 4 of you, and when a minute passes, it croaks out 4.
Okay.
wait. So it's like, could I?
It's like flying between all 4 of you now that you've scattered.
At this rate, does it look like it's going to get to 0 around the time that next group of travelers is going to hit us?
No. They should be, because it's counting down minute by minute.
Okay.
And you're gonna pass these people in a couple of minutes, so they'll be behind you by the time the crow gets to 0.
We need to move quickly. Like, just get
Yeah.
away from this thing as far as
Okay.
quickly as we can. Or knock it out of the sky.
I mean,
I've got a hand axe. I can throw. I've got 2.
I mean, that seems like my kind of speciality if we're going to do it that way.
I also have magic missile.
I've got a longbow as well.
I've got a sharp stick.
Okay, I'm going to
3.
cast invisibility on Nimbo.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
I don't know why I cast it on the person who can make themselves invisible. That was stupid. Never mind. It's done now. You're invisible for an hour.
Where did Nimbo
see-
go?
I'm still here. Let's just keep moving.
I'm gonna
And
throw
then I
my hand
separate
out.
away from the others again. Like, I want to be 30 foot away from the nearest person.
Okay. Yeah, you
No,
can do
make it
that.
35.
Okay.
I'm throwing a hand axe at it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's 11 to hit.
11 misses.
Fuck
The
off.
crow like swerves out of the way as it gets to 3. The people who were approaching you are kind of like they've sort of slowed down and are just watching. First 4 and now 3 people running around, and one of them just chucks a hand axe at a bird.
It's a really
Yeah.
horrible crow. Run!
I'm not leaving you.
Nimbo doesn't want to freak out the passers-by by talking.
The passers-by are kind of like whispering to each other. It seems to be like to like farm workers basically, and you're just kind of like talking very softly to each other, not sure what they're saying.
I'm gonna throw my other hand axe at it.
Hey, go for it.
I like the idea of this crow like matrix dodging these hand
Yeah.
axes.
Yeah, dodge that one as well. I've got a 10. I have +7 to hit. I've got a 10 and an 11.
Okay, can I perhaps... Are there any, like, shrubs or trees or rocks or anything?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Just something that we can, like, get mutual cover from between, so if it does do anything... It can only get one of us?
Yeah, you can all go sit in a different bush.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's
Two.
go hide in... Yeah, I'm gonna go hide in a bush.
I've got my shield.
Should I roll stealth or?
You can roll stealth.
Big old 10.
Okay.
Is it still like
Um.
paying attention to Nimbo?
Yeah, the
even though-
crow like circles the bush that you're in, Blurta, and then moves on to the next person again. It knows where you are.
Does it know where Nimbo is?
Nimbo's invisible, so
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Em, what are you doing?
I feel like I'm panicking. Like,
Okay, that's a free action. You could do
Yeah.
that.
I magic myself, launch at it.
Okay, yep, that automatically hits, as these 4 bolts, three bolts.
First level, I'm gonna do 3. Yeah.
Shoot out towards it as the crow gets the 1 and then explodes in a plume of feathers. The farmhands are just like open mouthed staring at Em at this point.
Scary birds.
Okay, but that didn't harm us
Just go.
any of us in any way.
It's been a week. There's been a lot's happened. Don't
They're
judge.
like, you're saying things, they're hurrying past you.
Good. Run. Don't judge me.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah. I run over to everyone, I'm like, are you okay?
Yes. I mean, like, all I can think of is like, was it some kind of like spy thing?
Crabane from
Spy
Dunlop.
on us?
You hear a voice next to your shoulder, like, what? Why was it counting down?
It's very ominous.
What was it counting down to?
And you're very lucky I'm only carrying my shield.
It's,
I just
it's
got
expiry date, apparently.
No, I think I did that. Is there any remains?
It 3 magic missiles. It had 1 hit point. Not really.
There's no loose feathers or anything.
There's loose feathers, but they are, because it was 30 feet up in the air, so they're scattered everywhere.
I'll just grab 1 loose feather. Just
Okay, you can do that.
Well, damn.
So
maybe I
I
should
think-
seek that therapist.
I was gonna say, I think maybe we all, as individuals and the group, maybe we should have a chat about like, yeah, how we react to stuff like this, because, like a talking bird shitted us all right up. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I know we've had quite a week, and so you know, I think it's becoming clear that we're all. It's shaken us all up a little bit, hasn't it?
I just panicked when you disappeared, and then Muck threw 2 axes at it.
Oh yeah, by the way, Blurter, can you make me not invisible again, please?
sure.
Sorry, I'm not used to being invisible for so long. Normally it's only like 5-10 seconds.
For me, it's been most of my life.
We see you.
We see you.
What they said.
The one with one eye doesn't say I see you.
Depends if you're in my peripheral or not.
You carry on down the road to the Citadel. Eventually make it through the city gates without incident. Are you heading straight to the Citadel structure itself to go deliver your Revenant Blood and Silverleaf Fume Word?
Unless is the
Let's go to the other one.
Sorry,
first,
The
right?
apothecary
the
Nero.
Jack in the Box.
yeah.
So you would. I have a map. You would the herbalist's home. You could. It wouldn't really be a detour to stop there first.
Okay, let's just
Cool.
drop that off.
Yeah, you find the old Durgar woman, Mother Flamebrand. Ah, welcome back. Did you get my silverleaf humort?
Yes, we did, I believe.
Yeah.
Who has it?
Yeah, was that the one that
yeah.
sends people to sleep?
Yes, it's very, very good for those with insomnia, if you know how to distill it properly.
Is that the nodding nosebleeds? Yeah.
No, the nodding nosebleed
Oh, sorry.
reduces the damage die you take to a d4. She'll pay
Oh,
you
yeah.
for that as well, but I
I've
think
still
you
got
only
some
have...
of that.
Yeah, I think you only have one dose left.
I do.
So,
So remind me what the nodding nosebleed does?
so if you consume it, it changes the damage dice on any damage you take in the next minute
Okay,
to a
yeah,
d4. But it is highly addictive, and if you eat too much of it, you end up bleeding out.
Fun. So does that mean, like,
You
for
know-
example,
you
if you got
didn't-
hit by a fireball, you'd take like 8d4 rather than 8d6?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think only Muck has any left, and you don't have enough that it would be an issue addiction-wise. So.
Also,
Well, you know, you can always be addicted even if you don't have any more.
Exactly.
You're not gonna bleed to death through your nose if you consume a single portion.
Yeah, but I might
That's
go
what I
back into
should
the
say.
swamp.
also,
Yeah, you're
you
there
have-
like chewing weeds and killing gnomes.
Yeah.
You come out like blood all over your hands and mouth.
That's so much.
Mother Flamebrand will pay you for the silverleaf humor you collected. She'll give you 50 gold.
Nice. Also, do you have any use for these giant mushroom spores we found?
Let me have a look at those.
We swabbed it. We didn't get too close.
Huh. Well, no, if you had chunks of mushroom, I might have used for those, but just these spores, no, I'm sorry.
All right, back we go.
Surely you can just put them in some paper and make the mushrooms.
The mushrooms that grow in the sorrow need a very specific environment. They wouldn't be able to grow properly in
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
on the cliffs.
It was worth a try. Maybe.
What-
we-
Oh, I
mushrooms do?
appreciate you showing them to me. Well, they have a multitude of uses. They're very absorbent. They can be used to stem blood flow. If you cut very thick slabs, they also have coagulant properties. They're antibacterial. They help prevent infections. They're relatively useful.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Okay.
I'd love to learn more about that kind of stuff.
I'm always happy to
Nim-
teach you.
Nimbo doesn't know what the phrase secondary metabolites means, but I'm appreciating it.
Mushrooms.
And I got some of this nodding nosebleed as well. What do you think?
Oh well, it's not a whole lot, but I'll give you another couple of gold pieces if you have no use for it.
Deal.
Well, there you go.
Are you sure you don't want to hang
Wait.
on to that? That could be useful.
She'll pay you 2 gold for the 1 portion you have.
All right, I'd rather just hang on to it then. In fact, Nimbo, do you want it? Because I will literally never use it because I'll be waiting for the best time to use it and I won't want to waste it. So I will never use it.
Okay, sure, thanks.
You're welcome.
So we got
Oh,
50
it's
gold,
nice to see.
I would.
You get 50
would-
gold in total for what you've sold
so
it.
12.5 each.
As Muck hands over the nodding nosebleed, I'll be like, well, thanks, but also can I ask you a favour? If I do take it, can you accountability buddies and all that? I don't wanna end up bleeding from every orifice. You know?
Yeah, I've got you. No problem.
Cool, thanks.
Before well, there you go.
Did we have any plans for the Hydra acid?
No.
You
Right.
took the Hydra acid because Blurta wanted it and had vials.
Okay.
So I don't think anyone else was involved in that process.
Okay. Just on the off chance, hydrostomach acid, any use?
Well, not for me, but you could try the blacksmiths. Maybe they have a use for it.
Okay.
Acid
cool.
washing can be beneficial. I mean, ask my son; he'll know.
Okay.
You can make some lovely etchings with that.
Well, it helps to coat the armor as well.
I'm just thinking when you dip Damascus into the acid to reveal the patterns and shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Before we leave,
Thinking
here,
about Witcher 3 when you have to kill a massive griffin so that the smith lady can make nice armor for you. Sorry, Sam, what were you gonna say?
Before we leave here, are there any expensive things on table?
Make a perception check. You just love bullying elderly women.
You said I needed to do it before midday. And it's a 16.
A 16. There's like a big mortar and pestle that seems to have a bunch of ingredients in it. There's like several potions of various types scattered around. There's some expensive things.
Push a potion over.
Okay. Shatters on the ground. Oh dear. Oh, you do have to be careful.
I'm so sorry.
I'll have to make another one. Sorry, you're going to have to pay for that, my dear.
Oh no, it was an accident though.
Well, you break it, you buy it.
Dude, I didn't see that sign.
It's right over there.
How much is it?
Let me just check my ledger.
While she's checking her ledger, we run out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's right at the back.
Yeah.
That one's 80 gold pieces.
I'm gonna cast suggestion.
What kind of save is that?
Wisdom.
I guess an old lady. You're gonna try wisdom. Oh,
Does
boy.
anyone want to stop?
I think Nimbo, and probably alongside Muck, probably be reaching forward with gold.
But just give him back more than we earned from. No, no.
If you do that, I'm going to counterspell you.
Okay. So we've got a counterspell and we've got some money. Rachel, you froze.
I'm back. Yeah, I'll pay. I'll pay for it.
Are you okay? Hold on. Let's resolve this. Nimbo and Muck, you're already taking the money out. You're trying to cast suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Blurta, you will counterspell the suggestion.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I try and make it subtle so it's not
close quarters, 3rd level spell? No.
Fine.
No, because counterspell has a verbal component, and this
Fine.
woman understands magic. If this was an ordinary commoner, you might be able to pass it off as something else, but she is familiar with spells.
No, yeah, I'm still doing it anyway.
Okay. Please don't use magic inside. There's some very sensitive things around here. Thank you, my dears, for the money. Accidents happen, but the ingredients in these potions are expensive, and I'd be out of pocket. So thank you. Have a lovely day. If you're ever
Thanks,
going
you
back into
too.
sorrow, I can always use more of that silverleaf fume wort.
We'll bear it in mind. Sorry about the mess.
Oh, that's okay. I'll tidy that up easily enough.
I will just press the digitator away as we leave.
Okay.
No
And
way.
with that, you make your way to the Citadel proper.
As we're
The big...
en
Yes.
route, I want to just turn once we're sort of out of earshot. It's just okay, I get that this seems to be a thing you have, but Can you just do it to people we don't need to get stuff off, please? Like, it makes our lives a lot harder.
It always seems to happen when we're in those situations. It's not. I feel like there's a force above that makes it happen in those particular times.
Okay. Can we just find someone in the town that we don't like and just do it to them all the time?
I think anytime we go into a shop, M is going to have a moment. So, as friends, we need to just see what happens if we just, put our arm around her and maybe restrain gently those hands. How's that sound?
I mean, or like, if it's like really important shit, maybe you just have to wait outside.
No.
I mean,
I'm not a child.
I'll wait with you. Oh, all right.
well, how about, because I think it is important for us all to be part of important conversations. Maybe if you're feeling that urge, give one of us a nudge, and like we can I don't know, swap places with you so you're a bit further away from temptation or something.
Or we can catch it.
No, don't catch
Or would that
it.
ruin it?
It has to break.
Okay, like, what is the deal of this thing anyway? Like,
Ooh.
It's a compulsion. Around once a week, I need to break something. It's
What if
one of those days where you just.
And like, what sort of thing does it have to be? Can it be anything?
Expensive things.
So if we buy just a box of expensive an expensive tea set or something, you can just knock them off when you need to.
I mean that might work, but that will cost us money in the long term. And my plan really is that we break things and then don't pay for them.
But I think the thing you have to bear in mind is that you also break people's trust, and that's harder to pay off.
Yeah, I do not listen to that at all. If anyone else had said it, then perhaps. I know I don't.
From
have
that
your
note,
trust anyway.
as you're having this conversation, which I'm sure will get picked up again later, you make it to the walkway up to the fortress. The guards outside recognize you. I've clearly been told to keep an eye out for you, and immediately call back for Captain Signal to let her know that you have returned. And we will find out what happens inside after a word from our sponsors. We don't have sponsors. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We will be back at 8:40. So see y'all very soon.
But sponsor us.
And sponsor us.
The button didn't work. It's meant to work. We're going to a break. We are. There we go.
Yay!
Oh dear. I'm sorry to tell you this, Katanga, but I'm afraid that this misery high bluff you keep talking about has just been a figment of your imagination.
Can Katanga make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to roll deception?
No point, because that was a natural one.
Well, if I notice this mid smooch, can I flick my tongue out for a quick taste?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess.
What is
Sleight
with
of
your
tongue.
characters and tasting things?
It's an under.
Mate, we've talked about these body image issues, and you can't be comparing yourself to refreshing beverage cunt of all people.
Most of the fleas, because I assume Dream isn't actually being all that careful.
No.
So a lot of the fleas do manage to jump ship. And
They're fleed.
I don't know what happens if you pour bleach on a flea. They might be fine.
It might disintegrate, I don't know.
Yeah.
Google it.
What happens when you bleach a flea?
Live Psycom coming straight at you.
Look, Psychom's just being Okay, so
That name.
So when the Sex Muskets sing, "God save the Queen," do they
Yeah.
actually literally?
Yeah,
mean
it's
Yeah.
they're quite sincere. A fascist regime which we approve of.
It's
I
the,
called out with my own deep throaty alarm call as well.
What are you doing down here?
oh, we're just taking a shortcut. You know, just traffic.
We're fumigating for sewer clowns here. You can't be here.
Oh no.
Oh
no. I've been called worse, but you better shut your mouth.
we all know the real sewer clown is Elon Musk and his tunnels, so kick me off Twitter, Elon, I dare you.
So, Boomslang will disguise himself as Reginar and be Big Spoon.
Okay. So,
I got you, buddy.
so we cut to a scene where this Yuan-Ti, this snake person, is spooning a pudding angel.
No. Snake person disguised as a halfling.
Yes. Oh, you're even bigger a spoon than I remember.
Yeah, I just you know, I used to have that energy.
Delightful, angel, delightful. And then we fade to
Oh, is
black.
that your full name?
Fade to black of spooning.
I don't want to miss a thing.
So you see in the room Eridark Ariesis, who is a pallid elf fighter gunslinger. Do I have guns? Do I fuck? What you
And we're back! We had a lovely conversation where the party tried to figure out if they've heard of the gnome who's after Muck before, and they've not figured anything out yet. So if anyone in the chat recognized the name Calhic Espru, do feel free to let the players know. But we are picking up, you have made it to the Citadel, and Captain Signal, the part elven woman who comes out to meet you as you step through the first door. Welcome back. Surprisingly fast, but I think Healer Hearn will be very happy to see you. I'm gonna get one of my assistants to bring you up to his rooms. I've got a couple of people I need to contact now that you've returned. I assume you have all the ingredients.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great.
Why
Charlie,
surprisingly
could you,
fast?
Just sounded like an impossible task whenever I heard the healer talk about it. Was assuming it might take a little bit longer.
We get underestimated a lot.
No. I'm glad it didn't take you longer. But Charlie will take you through to the apothecary. I'll be with you in just a moment. She leaves. You can see her go off into her office where you'd been previously. And this big burly Goliath escorts you to the apothecary where Chief Healer Hearn and his assistant Tori are waiting.
Tori?
You had the exact same reaction last time you met this guy. And then you accused him of trying to kill you? You're back. Did you bring the Revenant's blood and the spiny leaf jack-in-the-box?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Brilliant. This will get awkward for a very brief moment. Tori, could you dim all the lights, please? Can't have any light while I'm preparing this, for the water that you brought me earlier. Will be just a few minutes. Takes the ingredients from you.
I hold the hand of my companion closest to me because I don't have dark vision.
He's like the kobold like motioning you for you to like sit down at the table so you don't get in the way as well. So you can also just sit down if you want to.
I plank.
I shouldn't have reminded you of what you said last time you were here.
No, I said properly.
The Tori, the gnome assistant, dims all the lights, pulls these like super thick blackout curtains, blocks out all of the light in the room, and you can just hear this kobold like muttering and occasionally cursing in Draconic, but they seem to be making something, and after 5 or 6 minutes, he exclaims, well, that's them done, Tori! Lights! Gnomes dashing around once again, this time opening curtains, lighting lamps and torches. And you see the kobold is like shaking a flask that has some kind of liquid in it.
They look like a stock photo of a scientist. When they're like holding up a test tube of colored liquid to the light.
They put on a lab coat and they're only wearing one latex glove. Boris Johnson's in the background pipetting.
Can I check? Would I understand the words that were said in that ritual? Because it wasn't a. You speak Draconic, right? Yep.
So the words were just general exclamations, like reminding himself what he was doing in each step of the process.
Okay.
It wasn't a magic ritual.
I was watching with my dark vision. Would I have seen anything interesting? Or out of...
Nothing out of the ordinary. You're not proficient in medicine, so it would be difficult for you to tell if anything was like hinky about it.
Cool.
Hinky?
But those who...
What does that mean?
You know, something hinky about it. Is this an Americanism?
I've heard of it, if that's any consolation.
Okay. It's...
I assume it means dodgy.
Sketchy.
Yeah.
Sketchy, dodgy, yeah.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure I haven't made that up.
I've heard the word before.
Hogan, back me up. No, even because I think I don't know if Em or Blurta are proficient in medicine, but it looked like just okay. No, it would look like just normal. This guy knows what he's doing. Thank you, Hogan, for backing me up.
I don't even know if Hogan was here, and then he's just like heard you say that. He's like,
Yeah.
I
He's
must.
been summoned.
Yeah.
We summoned Hogan to the chat.
Just a cloud of beard appears and just
Hogan's like, like at a wedding or something, or like in the middle of something.
He wakes up in a cold sweat under a pile of cats and goes, "Oh, it's a sorcery chat needs me." Hi, Hogan, we love you.
We love you, Hogan.
Yeah. No, the lights go back on. The healer continues. He's now, like, grinding something in a mortar and pestle, and, like, very carefully spooning it in, shaking his flask, spooning in a bit more, shaking the flask again.
Grinding, spooning, and shaking. That's how we like to do it.
Adds in 2 shots of vodka. After another brief moment, as the kobold continues to mutter steps to himself, the door behind you opens, and the captain steps back in, accompanied by several other people. 2 of whom some of you will recognize. There is the High Priestess, Gaspira, the tall purple tiefling, who sent you on your quests first time around. And Em and Blurta, there is High Arcanist Marley Spriggs, the plasmoid headmaster of your institute. In between the 2 of them is a very stocky dwarven person. What was that expression, Sam?
I was just half expecting it to be the lawyer. And so...
You predicted what I was gonna say next. No, the dwarf is dressed in very nicely dressed but simple robes, and their face is entirely hidden by a plain white mask. You can see through the eye holes these dark green eyes staring out at you, this sleek black hair braided back from their face. And a very small crown resting on their head. From the description alone, you would all recognize this as the Sovereign.
Damn.
Did you say he's a dwarf?
They are
They.
a dwarf.
They
You
are
cannot
dwarves, yes,
determine their gender.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we meant to bow or something?
So the gnome assistant has kind of like gone stock still and is like groveling, basically. Pern glances up and goes, welcome, Your Majesty. I'm almost finished here. The Sovereign just looks each of you over.
I'll give a nod.
A round of finger guns.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to be disturbed by the fact you're not bowing. The captain politely asks Tori to leave the room at this point as well. But before
Tori's out.
Tori's out. The High Priestess and the Arcanist are also sort of like looking you over like for visible injuries and stuff, given you were it's only been a couple of, not even 2 weeks probably since you were released from there.
Can they see their
charge.
injuries on our psyches?
Possibly. Unclear.
Thinking of no one in particular.
No, Priestess Gaspira will ask how you are doing now. Have you seem to have gotten on well recently?
I
mean,
think
of
we work
all
well
the
as a team.
things, of all the things you could ask us right now, why is that important? Like,
Because harmony is important.
But why
This
are we
is-
even doing this? We still don't know. You haven't told us.
I mean, with
We'll
with
hopefully
this guy,
we'll find out. Hopefully, we will find out just how important your actions have been once the healer finishes the preparations.
Because this man who we're trying to bring back to us went on an expedition to the Lost Isle.
Yes.
People haven't been there in a long time, and it was where the last batch of these fundamental troubles with the balance of the universe started. So, with all the holes between worlds and weird monochromatic deer and spider people and all this other stuff. I mean, yes, I'm having fun, hanging out with you guys and dealing with them, but this might be our best chance at knowing why all this stuff is happening.
As you were listening to weird things you fought recently, like the adults' expressions just kind of changed from like, "Oh, I'm glad they're okay," to say, "What now?"
Oh yeah, we met the bog bandits.
And killed some of them. Most of them.
oh, by the
Well,
way,
I always believed that they were a myth. Sovereign speaks up. But you were right, Lady McKellen. We have not explained fully why we asked you to do these things, but
Right?
that is also why I have decided that you will be present when we heal the cleric. It is you deserve to know what you have helped us attain.
You know what?
Okay.
I appreciate that. We get minimalized and dismissed quite a lot as young people, and it's nice to be valued and respected, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sovereign.
I think Blurt is just like, it's like, I'm really rich. No one minimizes me. She's just that's the thought going through her head. She's not saying that out loud.
Also, do other people's opinions of Blurter matter to Blurter at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Nimbo's like very aware of like his place as a cog in the machines and stuff.
Oh, by the way, hi Arcanist. We found Tudor, kind of dead.
Yes, we retrieved her body. Yes, thank you. The locals in Bearfell explained everything.
Oh, excellent.
A pity. We've sent some people to investigate the Shadowfell leakage, shall we call it? Interesting phenomenon. Very interesting.
Blurter, do you still have that snail?
No, we gave it away.
Oh yeah.
You gave it to the hermit.
Our leader.
We gave it to the lizards to.
Oh yeah, you gave it to the lizards because you said it was your leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had completely forgotten about that.
You've done some weird shit in the past 13 sessions.
Weird shit in a D&D game. That's just entirely unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
No. The healer Hearn interrupts at this point with a I have completed the potion. In small doses, this will hopefully restore Cleric Robin Greykeep to his original state of mind or something close to it. But I will give him a slightly larger dose to start, which will hopefully allow him to fully regain his senses and we can discover what happened on the Lost Isle on the day of the earthquake. Are we prepared?
Yeah, I
Looks
guess.
at the Sovereign. Was not a question to Blurta. Looks at the Sovereign. The Sovereign nods. They just completely ignore Blurta. And the healer leads the way through the side door into the treatment room where the clerics been kept this whole time.
Our spells don't. Our magic doesn't work within the Citadel, does it?
It
Because
works.
there's that anti-magic field.
There's an anti-magic field as you enter. There are other anti-magic fields throughout the place. You've pinged your detect magic in there before, and that worked fine.
Okay. So I'll say to her, like, if there's any way I can help or support, please do let me know. You know, the guidance of the gods can be helpful, or I can restore or enhance.
The high priestess just sort of puts her hand on your shoulder and pats it, like, it's all right, Nimbo. We've got it covered.
Sorry, I'm just so used to being the token cleric, you know.
It's a good trait to have. Inside the this is not the sheet. Description. Inside the treatment room, sat upright on a cot, pallid-faced, is a man who looks to be maybe in his mid-30s. He's got these sunken, hollow eyes. He's incredibly skinny. Balding with hair seem to have, like, fallen out in patches, but well kept. They've been looking after him, but he's just been in this catatonic state for weeks.
When you say well kept, I just imagine he's got, like, shampoo commercial hair, but real patchy. like radiation sickness, but herbal essences. It's like
much.
Glossy and thick, but like there's like welts and scabs on his skull.
Yeah. When you're like, his man is in his 30s, you know, he's trained to follow eyes. Like, why am I blushing?
It's herbal essences made from like radiation zone sunflowers.
That's like, oh, this means me the love the deity was talking about.
Exactly. I can fix him.
Yeah, is this guy a PhD student?
May as well have been. All right. The healer measures out a little bit of the potion that he's just created and very slowly tips it into Cleric Greykeep's mouth. After a tense couple of minutes in which no one really moves, no one says anything, the cleric takes a deep breath, and the eyes which previously were staring straight ahead, not noticing anything, blinks and looks around. Where am I? What's going on? The Sovereign steps up. Master Robin, you have been very ill for some time. There was a big earthquake on the Lost Isle. We need to know what happened there. The Lost Isle, yes. I can tell you. I was sent there by High Priestess Gaspira, together with Mirak and Neve, to determine how much work needed to be done to restore the temples there, so we could reopen the facilities that we had those years ago. We had been doing surveys, inventories, when one morning we awoke very early to see a group of cloaked figures. They were doing some kind of ritual. It was hard to make out words. They spoke in a loud whisper. But we heard the words chaos and ascension and Rocaros. We tried to get closer when the ground moved underneath us as if creatures shifted right below the surface. The figures noticed us, and they attacked. We managed to hold them off enough that we could retreat. Neve wanted to continue fighting. She went back. I could not stop her. Mirak rushed down to our boat to make her way to the mainland to warn that something was happening here. Then the earthquake hit. I couldn't do anything. I was too shocked to move. And then I saw a shape right next to where I was standing open like a mouth. An undead poured out onto the island. I stumbled backwards. I tripped and fell backwards into one of the boats, and I hit my head, and I remember someone calling something after me in a language I didn't know, and the boat drifted away, and that's it.
Can you remember what they said, even if you don't know the language? Can you remember any of what it sounded like?
It was like celestial, but it wasn't.
Has that description come up before? That's ringing a bell.
The description of what the cleric just told you?
No, of just a language that sounded like celestial but wasn't.
No.
Okay, I'm just imagining it then. That's fine.
You had the moose spoken a language which Nimbo recognized, but you weren't sure what it was.
Okay.
That's the closest thing we've had to something like this.
Okay. So.
Would I know whether is there a temple to Chaos on the Golden Isle? So the listeners at home and other party members who might not have read up about the gods of this world as much as I did as a cleric,
Yes.
Chaos is the deity of destruction.
Yes. Who does play an important role in the world itself. It's very much things have to be broken before they can be built type of deal. But she is one of the less popular gods because her domain is inherently damaging. She's not an evil deity though.
Mm-hmm. And so was that...
Yeah, there are people in my Furbolg community who worship both Vias and Chaos as the destructiveness of nature.
Yes.
So
that being said, you did learn from the Seperation War. It was a war between Chaos and the other gods.
Just to clarify, when you say a mouth opened up, was it like a literal mouth or a figurative mouth?
It looked like a mouth.
Like how big we're talking here?
It sundered the island.
So like,
if you look on your map, Alex, on the virtual tabletop.
Oh god, the island isn't a face, is it?
Well, there's a big crack in it, so it's several miles wide.
Okay, that's a big old mouth.
Oh wow, yeah.
I thought you meant like 10 meters diameter or something.
No, like it started that small, but by the end of it, it was miles,
Mm.
and then undead poured out of it.
Okay, and were there teeth in this mouth?
I didn't see any teeth.
So that's maybe good. I don't know.
I'm not
Have
sure
I
what
he-
you meant.
Have I heard of Rocaros? Like maybe in the
Um,
context of the Separation War, or
Yes,
like
Rocaros was one of the names written in a description on one of the mosaics you saw.
were they like
yeah.
a champion of chaos or something?
They were a titan.
They were a titan.
Yes.
Sounds fun.
Yes. They were a titan, and they were shown being defeated by the champions of Vias, Varea, and Kalos.
And the champion of Vias was Shohol.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
Where were they
boy.
defeated?
Unclear.
well, I mean,
Okay,
we know where their mouth is, maybe.
that's what I'm worried about.
Mhm.
The sovereign is asking. I'm not going to do the voices because my own voice is still a little bit rough. The sovereign is asking the cleric if he recognized any of the people, any of those figures. But the answer is no. No one that he could make out.
Did the figures
Were they-
seem to be human or like
Yes.
okay, or like
They seem to be like essentially. You get the impression they were cultists of some variety.
Yeah, but they're not like some other species of cultists.
No.
That's
No.
okay.
Well, like humanoid in the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
way. That,
But it's not like
Yeah.
a secret cult of the whatever made of.
Crab people or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Lizard people, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So-
do we know? What
Robots.
happened to Neve and Mirak?
So you get the impression that Neve went back to try to continue to break up the cultists, whatever the cultists were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and Robin assumes that she was killed,
Yeah.
either by the cultists or by the undead. Mirak was in a boat when the earthquake hit, and he assumes she drowned, and no one has seen her since.
Okay. Cool.
I shall write in my journal MIA.
Mm-hmm.
That is acceptable, yes.
Yes.
Because all I want to do is pew, 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 pew.
Yes. Exactly. That is all we want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have any other questions at this point, people are just asking the cleric questions. Other than what I've told you now, there won't be any relevant information except if you have a specific question that you want to ask.
I don't think I have anything.
I think my question wouldn't be for the cleric at this point. Would be more
Yeah.
for the
Mhm.
like the arcanist, the priestess, and
Yeah.
the,
That's
And the
that's
sovereign.
there will be chance for that. Mhm.
about what's next.
All right. High Priestess Gaspira, if you ask that, we'll turn to you. Well, I think we will go to the captain's office and discuss that in just a moment. Thank you, Chief Healer. We will let the cleric rest. Thank you, Robin, for telling us what you could. You leave the apothecary. The healer stays behind to look after his patient, but you and the others make their way to the captain's quarters, which they've like opened a set of really big doors to make more space because there's like 8 people in here. Right. Well, we are very grateful to you for your assistance. I'm very glad to see that our students are so capable. I'm sure the healer is also very grateful, but obviously he is a bit distracted at the minute. As to what is next, Emerald, you asked. I suppose at this point it's up to the sovereign what they would like us to do. Your Majesty? I think we have to consider carefully what has been said today. I assume I can trust you all not to go spreading this information about. We do not want to sow panic if it is not necessary.
Of course.
Oh yeah, we're professionals.
I can see that.
That's more worrying.
You can make an insight check if you want to see how genuine the sovereign was
I'm
being.
gonna.
Nimbo assumes they were being genuine. I know, I've got
Yeah.
loads of insight.
14.
15.
14? 15. Sovereign definitely seems to be impressed with you, that you were able to gather the ingredients and able to help out. Does also recognize that you are young, and that you've been on the job for 2 weeks, so you're still very green. But didn't mean it wasn't being sarcastic.
Okay.
Just like you've exceeded expectations so far. Oh.
Just a quick question: is like Rocaros a figure that is kind of generally known by the public?
No.
Okay. So, and we wouldn't have heard of him before, like the temple.
No.
Okay. So, on our way for getting one of the ingredients, we came across a temple and heard a bit about this Rocaros Titan guy.
A Titan?
That's what the temple inscription seemed to say.
We found an old temple of Bias. And
I see. Where?
in the Sorrow.
Ah.
And there were inscriptions all around the walls about the Seperation War and the heroes and the gods and the monsters, and it's kind of like a graphic scroll, but like 3D.
I see.
And there were these titans, and one of the titans fighting on the side of chaos was Rocaro.
I bring out my set of notes that I took in the temple and just hand them over.
All right.
Are there some
you
charcoal rubbings?
you hand them over. The sovereign flips through them, glances through them, and then hands them to the high priestess for her to have a more thorough read. Well, that is definitely worthwhile information. I appreciate you informing us.
So, what I'm getting here would obviously would need to be tested out is that this Rocaros monster thing has cultists on the islands, who were the guys that attacked Robin and Mirakan. And
Yes.
so, and the big mouth opened up. And that sounds like a thing a Titan would have.
It does. We will have to investigate this in the records and speak with whomever we can who might recall what happened in the previous quake. It has been some time. I was on the Lost Isle myself back then, and I do not recall anything that sounds like what Cleric Robin reported. That does not mean that he is lying, but it means it could be different reasoning this time.
What, if you don't mind me asking, were your experiences on that day?
It was a bad earthquake. It had all the aspects of an earthquake that you would expect.
So
It killed a lot of people, but it was an earthquake.
Just to refresh my memory, because session 1 was a long time ago now.
Yes.
So why was the island deemed off limits?
Essentially, it was the center of the earthquake, and the the damage to the buildings and the ground itself was so bad. So it already had like crevices and things that had opened
Okay.
up. So essentially, they just haven't had the time and the money to rebuild.
Okay, so it's not like it's like
It wasn't deemed off limits.
It's not Chernobyl.
It was just
yeah.
no. It was more. This is a dangerous place, and we don't want people going there because they
Okay.
might hurt themselves. Rather than it's
it's just
like
like-
strictly off limits, and no one can ever set
Just
foot
like
on
red
this.
and yellow tape just all around the island. Just like
Pretty much, yeah. But like, if you duck underneath it, you'll be told like, "Hey, that's dangerous," rather than locked in prison for the rest of your life.
okay. So we did get another lead about going to this place, and there was something about Hydra things to get into it that seemed to be connected to this temple. So,
Dread Hollow.
so that could be a lead we could chase up.
I've never heard of it, but if you're happy to do this, I believe the High Priestess asked you to keep an eye out for any reasoning why the planes might be colliding.
Might be worth. I don't mean to ask work of you, High Priestess, but it might be worth communing with Mist in the morning to see if
I have been regularly, yes.
to see if they know anything about Shogu Snow Song and their role in the war.
It's not a name I'm familiar with, but I will certainly ask.
But we also had Casimir Crowrun and Dwellin Darkhelm come up. Isn't it?
Yes, the reason I ask about Shogu,
It's all in
they-
the book anyway.
they were a champion of Vyas, and Mist in the
I
Morning
see.
is the High Priest of Vyas.
Yes. I will. That is good to know. This is all valuable information. I will ensure that this is looked into.
While you're here, any more information on why it's us going on this whole journey? Was just curious.
Everyone at this point looks at the High Priestess. Seems to clearly have been her idea.
Cool.
And she just looks at you. She finally looks up from the notes. Like, while you've been asking her things,
Wait.
she's just been going, yes, that sounds like a good idea. Like, taking notes for herself for things to
Mhm.
look into.
Just to
And now
clarify,
looks...
I've got in my notes blind question mark about
Yes.
the High Priestess. Okay.
Yes.
Very.
She is blind.
But she's
Ask her how she reads if you want to.
That seems like a faux pas, which
Yeah.
I don't mind about, but it kind of makes me look stupid.
In the land of the blind,
She's
the
dead.
one-eyed teenager is king.
Yeah.
She does look now at Muck, and she looks directly at you, Muck, because she does seem to have blind sense, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you seem to have done an admirable job so far, haven't you?
That's circular reasoning.
Well, the gods don't always reason linearly.
How convenient.
For them, certainly.
Fine, whatever.
Well, for what it's worth, the Sovereign continues. If you want to know what's next for you, I'm happy for you to continue investigating what you found at this temple. As long as you continue to assist citizens when they require your aid. But
Oh.
I hear you have been doing a good job of that also. For which I thank you.
Do any of you know anything about weird counting crows?
What song were they singing, Alex?
We had this weird crow following us, and it was counting down, and then we blew it up because it seemed like it was going to do something weird. But
It's been a
None of
very
them-
steep learning curve over
We've
the past
had-
couple of weeks.
we've had a lot of reports coming in from all over the place. Similar strange things happening. You're not the only ones dealing with these things, I promise you.
Oh, I wonder if we could have cashed that crow feather.
Any more information you can...
Let's have a look.
Can we have a quick?
Do you ask
like-
the captain if she'll pay you for the crow?
Not right now.
Okay.
Do like out of character. What do we know about the Sinless?
The Sinless are the
Sinless
largest
are
criminal
a group of people
syndicate.
who have tattoos.
Yes. They're a large criminal
Maya
syndicate.
is the boss,
Okay.
apparently. According to-
All right, and we've had a little bit of interaction with them, but like
Yes.
nothing
They
too
were in the
crazy.
Dead Mice Inn.
Yes.
But that is the only like known interaction you had with them.
The ghost
Oh,
in the
and
Maya-
and the woman who
Should have
we
to.
protected from the
Yes,
Revenant.
yes. The Revenant.
Yes, was also.
Yes.
Right,
Yes, that was
here's-
also sinless stuff.
My conspiracy theory is the ghost in the Maya is actually Mr. Polaris, the missing husband.
Okay.
Well, you don't know.
Siren's local brothel owner's missing husband is the head of a criminal syndicate. I like this theory. We'll come back to that maybe.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I guess we could mention we saw like the that battle in the Sorrow.
Oh yeah.
We found out that the stand in the Sorrow. Is that interesting?
I think because I was my knowledge that like you knew that sort of thing existed, and that
Yeah.
it seems as though it's
okay.
not unusual.
So if you bring it up, Arcanus Spriggs is interested to hear what you saw, but does say that these kinds of phenomenon are known. He's just
Cool.
interested because he's never met anyone who's seen one. So it's more of a like scholarly interest than
Cool.
we gotta all go investigate.
Oh, and we fought some spiderons as well, so those might probably well be from another hole.
Yes, they generally would be from the abyss, probably.
I think the only thing that I don't have further clarification on, I think Em would be interested in, is the trees that were animated. We knew that was incredibly powerful magic in order to do that.
Yeah, who might have access to this kind of magic?
And also
well,
money enough to hire weird guys to try and kill us.
Well,
Oh
the
yeah,
magic...
we did have some assassins come after us. There was that.
Yes,
that,
we did.
Sorry, that was a Wednesday.
There's an owl out there
It really
somewhere.
was.
It was literally.
You had reported the Owlin to Captain Signal, so she does have
Yep.
like one of those police updates where the update is just we're still looking into it, basically. But they've
It's gone on her
they've
death
checked
file.
with the local Sinless. It doesn't seem to have been them, at least from what they can tell. And none of the assassins bore the tattoos. The trees, the High Priestess and the Arcanist can tell you that that type of magic is just taught at the institutions. So anyone who's done well at school could have learned those things.
Oh, that's a bit rude, isn't it?
They imply that they would be older than you were.
Well, perhaps it
so I
would have made sense for us to stay in school a little bit longer to get more powerful.
I think I
Then make
stayed
trees
as long
fight
as I
everyone
can.
for us.
The gods move in mysterious ways, and we don't know. Like, we didn't choose. We didn't choose when these disturbances would happen, right?
No.
I mean, my thinking is this: somebody is trying to assassinate us personally, and not many people know, like, that we are, like, directly in your employ. I mean, like,
We do have those badges.
but has anyone else with the badges been attacked by random assassins?
They have not.
Okay, so it seems like it's us specifically. Do you
If
have?
I may speak.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna explain this before you started asking me questions.
So is that
so-
Dagmar or is that the Sovereign being like?
No,
Shut the
this
fuck
is
up.
DM saying I was going to give you information and then you all started talking at me. So if you recall, right before you encountered those trees, there was a cart that passed you on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
You had reported in Siren what had happened. It is explained to you that information got cast back. People in Lishold found those merchants, checked with them, were there weird trees that tried to attack you? The answer was no. They were questioned under a Zone of Truth spell, so they are believed to be honest. The implication is that someone animated the plans after those people passed through to attack whoever came through next. Which happened to be you.
But there's
Yes?
So there's nothing specific. Is there any idea that it would be specifically targeted, or it was just by fluke?
They seem to. The implication is, it might have been specifically. They might have known the Sovereign's messengers were coming, so it might have been specifically targeted, but they may not have known who you were.
Oh, yes, I mean...
And the same thing with the assassins. They think they may have waited until people who they believe to be the Sovereign's messengers came out.
So my thinking is there a mole who is passing the fact there is a messenger in the first place along?
The fact that there is a messenger that wasn't really much of a secret.
True, but why attack us? Like, we are not like individually important people, or we're not like...
But your mission was important.
True.
And now that we've heard that there's individuals involved who seem to be some kind of, I don't want to make judgments about, different religious groups, but kind of culty. And that they have
culty, yeah, that was like
cult adjacent,
I was just making sure it wasn't another adjective, but
yeah. I mean, mix and match consonants as you wish. But they seem to be involved in, the very thing that we're investigating. So, I mean, I don't want to leap to conclusions. My dexterity is quite low, but I think maybe that might be who's behind it. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Has anyone heard of? Oh, sorry.
That is certainly something they seem to be considering.
I mean, so like, what would happen if we just like went into like a busy marketplace and like shouted like "Rocaros sucks balls" and then see who looks at us first?
I mean, why don't we?
You're
can do
welcome
that.
to try this.
As the member of the group who's already caused a bit of a commotion today, I'm going to say no to that.
Very convenient.
If you suggest this while the Sovereign's still in the room, they're just gonna like... You can't see their eyebrows, but you imagine they're just like raising an eyebrow at you. That's the vibe you're getting behind this plain white mask.
Has anyone heard of Calhick Espru? Just gonna throw that name out there.
You know what? At this point, why don't we first get Muck to roll a history check before you say anything out loud? I'm pretty sure you're frozen into purpose.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait. I'm frozen. You're good.
History,
yes.
Ooh, 12.
Okay, you still would know something, because the Espru family is one of the oldest noble families in the history of the nation. And the reason I said over the break that Khalil definitely might recognize that name is that it was the last name of Khalil's character in the one-shot we did. Finley Espru was one of these instigators of the revolution.
Mm-hmm.
His descendants are still around, And Muck, you would also know that
The Legend of the Killer Cucumber.
that's the one. Yes.
Oh, was it a squash? Or
It was
gourd?
it was a comically large courgette.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. The Legend of the Killer Comically Large Courgette.
Flew off into the sun.
So
Oh my
Muck, you would
God.
know. Sorry, I'm just checking a name. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. You would know that Duke Valgam Esperu is a friend of your parents. And you have heard that he has a son. So you can assume that Calhig might be this Duke's son.
Wait, this guy's trying to set you up with a gnome.
Yeah.
Well,
did
do
this guy
we
get
know
me
any
with
of this
that?
stuff? Or is this just in Muck's head?
This is in Muck's head as like finally put the pieces together and gone, fuck.
Okay. Just under my breath, I'm just going, fucking shit balls.
Okay.
I kind of try and cough to cover it. She's like, fuck it. Sorry.
Can I
swamp
at that
dust.
point, can I at that point just like send a message into Muck's head and just be like, do you need a hug? And I'll get you outside.
Alright, you can ask whatever other questions you want to ask of the Sovereign, the Arcanist, or the High Priestess, or the Captain. But the general gist of it is, they might be in touch again if they figure out more information about the Isle, but don't count on it, because this seems to now be going above your pay grade. They're happy for you to go and explore the Dread Hollow if that's what you want to do, or you can go travel around. They have a teleportation circle here, and they're happy to take you back to Lishold should you decide you want to go do something completely different.
I think
I don't know about you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go to Hollow.
Yeah. That's my explanation too.
Mhm.
Cool. Any other questions you want to ask of them, or?
I think we've asked a lot. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I get any more answers, I'll forget some of the old ones.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
In
But
that
as
case,
we're leaving the room, I'll kind of turn to the others and say, I'll just turn to M. I'll say to them, well, good job you got your smashing thing out of the way before we met the Sovereign, eh?
That could have
Just
ended
push the-
badly.
Push this whole Sovereign over.
It has to break.
you could certainly have tried, is all I will say.
Yes,
This
that is-
teenage snow leopard pushing over a
Very,
stocky dwarf
very
monarch.
squat dwarf, low to the ground, hard to push over.
They've got that like that shape. I can't remember what it's called. But there's that like
A
perfect
weeble.
shape. Yeah, like a weeble, but sort of like just dwarves are like that. They just always just anyway you put
Come
them
back up.
rock back up to the
Yeah.
right way.
Mhm.
All right. In that case, what would you like to do now? I will preempt Blurta and say, no, you're not going to get paid for a talking crow feather.
Oh, I'll also say to them, if you are going to get in touch, wouldn't recommend a talking crow. We've got some baggage on that front,
Yeah.
Interesting.
just in
We'll
case
keep
that
in
was on the
mind.
cards.
I mean, we did bring it up earlier.
Not usually, no,
A letter
but
will
we'll
do
keep it in
fine.
mind. That is how we would normally get in touch, yes.
It was
And
actually
be
someone.
safe.
I think it was
And
actually
you.
someone sending M a birthday like letter. It's like a crowogram.
What? And the countdown was like that countdown they have in the beginning of old timey films.
Yeah.
It was gonna like open
It's
its beak and
really slow.
project a little birthday card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just vomit up a birthday card.
So what time of day is it? Do we have time to like? go to the Hollow now, or do we need to rest?
So it is. Let me see.
Also, do we get paid for completing this overall mission?
I have
No.
more gold than I've ever had, but when is enough enough?
mean-
You were acting within your duties, which you have already been paid in free education.
Damn.
And you get like there are benefits to being a member of this organization, which is you can get paid for bounties.
I mean,
And-
that's fair
which-
stuff.
And you get dental included.
And you get dental and healthcare.
Which is
and
very important
free
for a
therapy.
vegan cat.
It is.
Yeah. Good point.
I've got a lot of cavities back there.
Great. Time of day, it's like maybe 2 p.m. So the Dread Hollow, if you hurried, you could make it there in time. But you'd probably get there around sunset.
I mean, honestly, I think we take a night, possibly get drunk again. I'm saying this after we've left the presence of the sorcerer.
Yeah, no, they have gone.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then make sure we've got any shit we need before we go. 'Cause-
Yeah.
I agree. It is called the Dread Hollow, so it's probably not the best to turn up at sunset.
Just to remind you, the shops that you've previously discovered, there's a general store, which is the one run by the half-orcs, Muck, that gave you a discount.
Yeah.
There's Mother Flamebrand's Herbal Remedies, where you've already been. There's Skullheart and Company Blacksmiths, which were the 3 Duragar, who you sold stuff to earlier, and there is a magic supply store as well. There's at least one inn that you know of, which is the Red Rabbits, which was the cop pub.
Mm.
Ooh.
You could have a look around to see if you can find another place.
Okay.
Um,
Slight alternate pitch, actually. Like, because we did the getting drunk yesterday. Why don't we go up for like a fancy meal?
Sure. I do need to do one bit of shopping first.
Oh.
And trust me, it's in everyone's interest. I'm going to hit up the magic supply store.
okay.
And
What
for
are you
no
looking for?
particular reason, I would like to buy a diamond worth 300 gold pieces, please.
Yes, you absolutely can buy one of those there.
Ooh.
Just the one?
Yeah, if
I
anyone
mean,
else
I
wants...
could buy 2, but it would use all my money.
Well, I mean, do you want me? Do you want the rest of us split one?
Sure.
Wait, what is this for?
So
Revivify.
I've learned a spell called Revivify. So if someone dies, within 1 minute, I can bring them back if they haven't lost any essential parts of their body.
See, I'm done because I thought you were going to propose to Judith.
That's why we need 2. That's why we need 2.
Yeah.
having just had this whole conversation about don't get too hung up on it,
Yeah.
Gone completely the other way.
You're just waiting when she gets back.
Yeah, you guys go on ahead without me. I'm gonna chill in Saron for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was thinking.
Married at 18.
Oh, God. If the rest
To
of
a
us put in 100
25-year-old
gold
as well.
To a 25-year-old who he met in a
Yeah.
bar and he's known for like a week.
A week ago,
And her dad
Week and a half.
hates you.
But her siblings think I'm cool, so.
Yeah.
Her siblings think you're entertaining. You do
That's
not
what-
know if
okay.
they think you are cool. There is a difference.
By cool, I meant fine.
Okay, yes. That's
Not cool
before
as
you
in,
spend
like,
all your money on diamonds, there are other things you can purchase in the shop as well.
Hmm. Also, I want to sell off these hand crossbows and hand axes I got at some point.
You can do that at the blacksmith.
we'll get
Well,
to
first, let's go in order of shops. So, magic supply store. Nimba's got a diamond. Anyone looking for anything in particular?
Do they have potions?
They have potions.
How much are their potions?
Potion of healing will run you 50 golds. Potion of greater healing is 150. They have 3 potions of healing. 2 potions of greater healing and 1 each of a superior and a supreme healing, but I don't think you have enough money for either of those.
Okay, I'll go for a potion of healing because I used mine up.
I'll go for a potion of greater healing.
150 gold for that one.
I'll take the regular.
Okay. They also have, if you wanted supplies to transcribe spell scrolls, they have those here.
I was also going to ask about any spell scrolls that they have,
Yep.
if there are any.
So they have a spell scroll of Blink, Burning Hands, Control Water, Melf's Minute Meteors, Misty Step, Prayer of Healing, and Zone of Truth.
How much is the
And Mage
materials?
Armor, but you have Mage Armor.
Yeah.
The Meteors is 400 gold.
I mean, money's not hard to come by at the moment from what we're doing. I'm going to get that. And
Okay.
Also, how much was the regular healing potion? Sorry?
50 gold.
That's
50
450.
gold.
And yeah, some scribing materials as well.
Yeah, how many do you want? Because you
Uh,
need 50 gold worth, I believe.
Yeah, so
That's
I'll
right.
take 50, so it'll be 500 in total. So
Yep, that's fine, absolutely. They have a few magic items as well, though not a whole lot. And I think they'll be too expensive for you still at this point. So you can buy more diamonds if you want to. You can check the blacksmith to see if they have any magic armor.
As we talk about, look at the magic item being too expensive. I turn to Emma, it's like, and this is why you need more money to buy the cool magic shit.
I don't need magic things. I have magic hands.
Well, I have a magic eyeball, but still, magic stuff is cool.
So we've got 1 diamond. That should be okay, right? As long as 2 of us don't die.
Well, my thinking was that the rest of us could perhaps put 100 gold in each. So we're not deducting too much from our overall wealth, but...
Oh, and then we've got a bit of redundancy.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you're all up for that.
Say that again, sorry.
So, the 3 of us put in 100 gold each for a second diamond.
Yeah, cool.
Because, honestly, I would rather spend 100 gold...
100 gold to not die is better
Yeah.
than the 150 to gain some health points. So yeah, worth.
Well, yeah, it's that old rule of preparedness. Is like, if you have 2 of something, you really only have 1 of them. If you have 3 of
Yeah.
something, you only really have 2.
Yeah.
That thing, yes. I think I would just do some generic clothes shopping as well, but like I'm not gonna roleplay it. Just more outfits.
No, easy. Yeah, easy enough. Let's say 5 gold for Blurta's new wardrobe. And you wanted to sell your things. I'm just checking how much you're gonna get paid for those.
Okay, so
What did you have to sell?
I had 2 hand crossbows and 2 hand axes.
Let me see.
Thank you for folks at
you'll
home
get-
hanging in there whilst we're doing shopping.
You get 5 gold pieces for the 2 hand axes. So 5 in total for the both of them.
Yep.
And hand crossbows, I think it'll be similar.
Okay.
Let me just double check them. Oh no, sorry, hand crossbows are much more expensive. The hand crossbows, you'll get 60 gold pieces for the 2 of them.
Nice.
Can I also sell my pike?
Yep. I
The
think
fish
you
or the
bought
what?
it
The
from
big
these
fish?
same people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get 2 gold pieces for it.
Cool, that's fine.
Yeah, did you keep
Um,
the receipt?
No, I
It's been
didn't.
used. No,
Has
you
it?
can't use. It
I
has,
haven't.
yes.
Have I used it?
Yes, you did. You did use it, but I think like not necessarily to kill something.
Yeah, probably.
I
You
mean,
did
it might
swap
be useful.
to it at some point.
It might be useful to have a long pointy stick.
Well, I bought a halberd. I upgraded to a halberd.
Oh, okay,
So...
a
Yeah.
bigger pointy stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was gonna sell my hand axes as well, and then I just used them.
I mean, you could have regathered them.
While you are at the blacksmith's, you suddenly hear behind you an him.
Can I roll a gnome
Ugh.
check?
You don't even need to roll a gnome check. Turning around, you see standing there a very short, even for a gnome, but very beefy rock gnome. With
I need
this
to leave.
bowl cut of straw blonde hair, in this very fancy armor. Armor will not stop shining. The cloak is billowing behind him. There is no wind. And he's got this massive longsword strapped to his back. And like this kind of like pinched expression. Bows to Muck. Lady McKaylin, it is a pleasure to meet you once again here in the lovely Citadel. I am the Honorable Calhic Esprue, your fiance.
Don't you usually have to ask first?
What?
Also, I've taken out my sword at this point.
The Duragar blacksmiths are just like, let's go get a cup of tea while they sort this out, and they will like enter the building.
Quick question: would
Yes.
the interview and everything have counted as a short rest?
No.
But, what have you? You haven't used anything since we rested. have you?
Invisibility.
And I
yeah.
counterspelled.
Oh, and you can't just spell
Yeah.
him, yes.
Should have just let it happen.
I'm sorry, Lady McKaylin. I was under the impression your parents had informed you of the arrangement between our families.
No, and no, this isn't happening. So go home. Just go home.
I am afraid that's not possible.
As she says, go home. Because I use thaumaturgy to kind of make the ground like make like thunder kind of rumble slightly in the background as she says, "Go home."
Can I also use prestidigitation to make Muck's cloak also billow without wind?
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
can do that. Well, I see your companions are absolutely delightful. I understand this may not be your immediate preference, but I do think it would be beneficial were you to return to Lissold with me.
I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. No. And in fact, if I ever see you again, I will kill you.
Well, you are definitely an interesting person, Lady McKaylin. I cannot let my fiance travel unaccompanied. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to come with you wherever it is you're going then, if you will not return.
What do you mean
with me.
unaccompanied?
She's not
And I like lean fully over him in like a right angled bend. What do you mean unaccompanied?
I'm gonna try for the third time today to cast suggestion.
Alright, let me put this guy's stat block. Hold on. It's loading.
No one calls my friend interesting and gets away with it.
That's the bit you're having the problem with, really?
Okay.
Was it was a wisdom saving throw, Sam?
Yep.
Do any of us have any sleep scrolls left?
14.
14 is exactly the DC.
Yeah, he makes the save then. Oh, and he had advantage as well. I didn't roll with advantage. So he gives you a withering look. I think that's very rude.
I think you're very rude. Fuck off.
Yeah, what is it?
Fuck off.
Out of interest, so did we catch this guy's rank?
What is it?
seems-
Honorable.
The honorable just means, like Blurta and Muck could both use those titles as well. It just means the child of a noble.
Okay, so like, do I have any kind of? Am I of equivalent rank to him, or?
No, because his family's one of the oldest ones.
Oh shit. Okay, so I can't even pull that ball.
No, you can't. You cannot pull rank on this guy. Apart from the fact that, he appears to be about your age. And in fact, he is wearing a crest guard symbol pinned to his lovely cloak, which has not stopped billowing in the wind. At the lack of wind, I should say.
Okay, in that case, I'm just like, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but we are on a mission, a secret mission, from the person whose name is at the very High Priestess Caspera, and
as Blood is saying this, I'm like putting my hand over her mouth. I'm like, well, they fucking told us not to say anything.
Yeah.
It's secret.
yeah, and,
What
but-
part of secret don't you fucking understand?
No, but I'm not saying what the mission is. I'm just like, and
Just-
thus we cannot...
There's no mission, no mission.
It's just we're doing secret stuff.
Yeah, but okay, no, I'm
You're
going
not
to say anyway.
invited.
Like, we cannot possibly accept you do not have the required clearance to be involved in this mission.
Well, we are all crest guards. I don't see why I can't come with you.
Okay, sure, you can come with us.
Well,
So you want to go and disturb the High Priestess right now and go, I want to come on this mission because I think I'm entitled to be involved in a mission that I know nothing about.
Don't say that. He'll bloody do it.
You're damned right, I will.
Okay, go speak to her right now then.
But it's not
Very
that
well.
easy though. You can't just go and speak to her. You have to prove yourself worthy first.
I am an Espru. I am, of course, worthy.
No, that's not
Well,
enough.
Nobility
have to-
means little in the eyes of the gods.
Exactly.
And as a representative of Varaya here, I think you maybe might need to work on some of the balance in your life and the balance in your interactions with the world around you.
If you
I
want
am not
to
the
meet
one
her-
who decided to start using foul language. In a conversation I was not a part of. That was you lot. No. If your
you
mission
want
truly
to-
is so secret, you should not have told me about it.
Yeah, Blurter.
I will just
My name is Blurter. What do you expect?
Can I send? Can I send another message into Muck's head going, shall we kill him?
I'm really this close. What is going to happen if I just kill the guy?
We are in public.
You are in public.
I was
And I'm
Sorry.
saying that as player, not as character.
I
No,
was trying to
you
are in
persuade him
public.
to go and ask the High Priestess now, and then we just fuck off and leave him. Was my
Okay, let me finish my train of thought. If you want to go and see the High Priestess, you have to prove that you're worthy by becoming a champion of the sorrow. That's what part of our mission has been. So, if you can go into the sorrow and come back with the corpse of
Hydra.
a Hydra, then you can talk to the High Princess.
Does the
I'm
corpse
a
have
champion of the sorrow. I can't marry
High
someone who's
princess.
not.
The High
I-
Priestess.
Priestess. Whatever. I'm still getting used to all this god stuff.
We've just left a corpse of a Hydra. You could just say that's what he's like.
No,
brought back.
that one's ours.
Yeah,
That
and we
would
will,
be very dishonorable.
that would ruin the honor of your entire family, to be honest.
I would never do anything that would affect my entire family in such a way.
Inception.
Unlike some people. Go for it. As he says, unlike some people, he just looks straight at Blurta.
I don't give a fuck.
I rolled a 17.
17?
Yep.
He seems convinced that he would never do such a thing.
He's just a prick.
The name of his family seems to be, like, the most important thing possibly in this guy's life.
I heard your ancestor was a courgette.
My ancestor was a very noble man who helped to free this entire realm from the enslavement of the Tobruk Empire.
I thought it was a cucumber.
Oh, maybe I heard different version of the story. Maybe
Marrow?
some kind of vegetable. Squash.
It is pitying how little you know of the history of our very good nation.
A very good nation. It's a pity you don't know much about a thesaurus.
Oh, I used thaumaturgy to make the sound of an air horn.
It's a pity that you don't understand the meaning of the word no.
Oh,
Lady Michaelin, would it please you if I went and slayed a great creature?
I don't really care what you do. I hate you. We will not be married. But if you want to try and do something that will most likely get you killed, then yes, that would give me great pleasure.
Make an intimidation check.
Is there any way I can guide or help?
No.
I got 7.
Okay.
Even with some kind of like thaumatological special effects.
I think Muck already gets advantage on intimidation checks as a
Oh, do I?
so I think you do.
Oh shit, it's not on my sheet.
Is it
I
not?
got an actual 20.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, Kalhik is taken aback by this. Definitely was not expecting this kind of welcome. Seems to think that you knew something about the supposed engagement. Roof shakes himself off. Very well. I see that I may not have approached this the right way. I will go and think on my deeds. And should you desire to return to Lisholds with me, after all, I will be at the Red Rabbit. Have a lovely day, Lady Michaelin, and good day to you. Looks the three of you like over and turns around, this massive sword, like almost triple the size of this gnome, swinging wildly. Cloak still
Compensating for
billowing,
something.
armor gleaming, walks off in the direction of the inn.
I cast as he's walking away. I cast prestidigitation to write "twat" on his sword.
Can I do the same just for like faint musical notes that just like make him sound really like daft and silly?
Absolutely, yeah. And you do all of these things.
After he's gone, I turn to Muck and say, "Lady."
Well, yeah, okay. It's a whole thing. My parents fucking suck, and they suck really successfully. So I've got a lot of fucking shit that sucks and whatever. So I don't want to suck. I want to be, good. So I don't know what to think about it. But they want me to suck, and they want me to suck while being married to someone who sucks. So, yeah. I'm pretty happy to be doing all this, god shit, even though I don't like authority. We all know that. I don't like taking instructions from anyone. We all know that. But it's better than being someone's wife who sucks.
And that is the stuff I respect the most about you.
Thank you.
You're really strong. And I don't just mean the guns. Or these guns.
Are there laws against polygamy in Siren? Wherever?
No.
So I can marry someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Or we
And
could
you have an expert on the world of non-traditional relationships in your party, because furbolgs tend to exist in like big, like interwoven families without like strict familial structures.
Like a
Just-
polymer of polycules.
Okay,
Yes.
I've heard of this dwarf named Gulo who could write you the most insane prenup ever.
No. I will resist your attempts to turn this into a legal drama so hard.
That's what people come for, procedural paperwork.
Yes,
maths.
indeed.
We've done it all. We've done shopping, paperwork, maths.
Hmm.
All the hallmarks of a great story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, could we like fake you like a marriage certificate to kind of block it?
That sounds nice. That
But how
could
would
work.
that block it, though?
Because you're like,
If I'm
sorry,
married, I can't get married again, right?
Well, I thought God said. Well, I thought Dagmar said that there was no laws against polygamy,
No, there's not.
it could be in the prenup.
and so
of that
being
marriage.
already married would not be an obstacle to getting
Married
married.
again.
or just
You're right.
or just find the person who would embarrass him the most and marry them.
I love
yeah,
that.
the law is that if you're going to marry, say, a second spouse, all parties have to consent, so that includes the first spouse.
Oh, I could marry you to one of these guys, and like, 'cause I'm a priest. I can marry you, not marry you, but like marry you guys, and then Then
Wait, don't
both-
people get
both
like
of
a
you would
buff
have to
for a day when
consent.
they
What
do
about-
that too?
Pardon? Yeah, they do.
You use the ceremony spell, they do.
Well, whilst I appreciate the enthusiasm, Nimble, I don't think that I'm personally ready for that. But perhaps one of the tieflings.
M and Blurta are both still too young for marriage, given that
I
they're
was
still
thinking
17.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not going for
The
a minor.
tieflings would be old enough.
We can get you
I
a
do have their
tiefling
ages
spouse. Just like a green card spouse,
Yeah.
Because it's called a green card spouse because the paperwork for all parties consenting to a new marriage is actually on green paper. It's
Cool.
it's an old tradition.
Love that. Yeah, okay, side quest. Let's get married.
Bling! Pops up in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah. Also, my full name is Michaelin Prescott Smythe, so if you ever hear about Prescott Smythes or my dad, Jeff, like Jeff Prescott Smythe, makes a lot off of selling goods and merchandise.
So if anyone
yeah.
ever asks for a Prescott Smythe, we don't know any.
Don't know any. No.
The rest of you seem to recall that cart which you passed before those trees attacked you had a logo which had a P and an S on it, and Muck
The one,
jumped
what,
into
the one
a
where
hedge.
Muck jumped into a bush. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yes, and the Prescott Smythe is like the big importer exporter who does organizes a lot of the trade with neighboring kingdoms.
Okay.
Wow, important people.
So out of game.
Yes.
Interesting bit of trivia about the D&D rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether the rules of this world will
Yes.
override the rules of the ceremony spell.
Mm-hmm.
But an interesting quirk is that the wedding ceremony spell gives a bonus for a few days if you're within a certain distance of your new spouse. But a creature can only benefit from that bonus a second time if they are widowed. So
Oh,
the rules as written of the spell do not allow for multiple marriages at the same time.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's to
think...
prevent power gamers, I guess, but like,
Yes. No. I would only allow that spell to be able to be conducted again if it's like you can't just marry someone for the sake of getting.
oh yeah,
Getting the
It has to be a marriage because you also genuinely want to marry the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. No tiefling marriages apply.
Gotcha.
Fine.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, no tiefling marriages unless you want to marry.
Exactly.
In the context of a tiefling marriage is a green card marriage, no.
Hey, someone I know got married to someone that they wanted to spend the rest of their life with, but they got married for paperwork.
There are additional circumstances. There can be
Okay. Well, case by case.
just marrying for the sake of like benefits, like a bureaucratic.
Oh yeah, no, that's
benefits?
power gamer
No.
stuff. That can get
Yes,
it.
yes, no, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
We've
yeah.
done
yes.
it. We've turned it into a legal drama. We've fucking done it.
Yeah.
Shut up, Sam. Right.
Done.
Were you planning on staying in the Citadel tonight, or were you wanting to?
I mean, there
make your way?
was, but like, should we just like find an inn on the road or something?
Let's at least
Unlikely
find
to
some-
find an inn on the road, but you can definitely find a place to settle down for the night instead.
A, we could go camping, or B, we could find, the type of inn that the Espru
Yeah.
kid wouldn't want
Let's
to hang out
find
at.
the inn where they swear the most.
Yeah.
He did say he would be at the Red Rabbit.
He
Yeah,
said
so
he would be
anywhere
at the
but
Red Rabbit,
there.
yes.
Oh,
if
the
someone
inn
wants
where
to
they
make me-
swear the most? You mean the fucking shipwreck?
Does someone want to make me an investigation check to try to find another inn?
I can do it.
22.
Maria, guide you.
No, you went first with your number,
Okay.
22.
From now on, when I ask for a check, can someone please first declare who is going to do it?
Yeah.
And then we can give Khalil the chance to call if Khalil wants to give guidance, and then we roll, because...
Oh.
But we got a 22. The first, asking around, the first inn you hear about is called the Amused Snapdragon. And it is generally said to have the most comfortable beds in the whole town. You also hear about, if you want the local shithole, there is a place called, colloquially known as the bar at the end of the street, because it's at the end of an alley.
I know where I want to go.
The caveat being, that place is more likely to have people in it who are sinless.
Oh, and they don't like us now.
You're not sure, because you haven't encountered any of the ones in town here.
I mean, they probably don't know who we are, to be honest.
This is possible.
it is a criminal network.
Yeah.
The whole thing about a network is that it's connected.
Yeah, but I feel like there's like a difference between like passing on like critical intel and there's some punk kids messed up my bar.
Well, maybe they were chatting, and they were like, "Oh, there was this, one kid with a."
It wasn't some punk kid messed up my bar. It was some punk kid attempted to cast a spell on a member of our organization in our bar.
Yes.
I don't feel comfortable putting myself or you in that situation.
Yeah, I don't want. M needs a bit of safety right now. Let's
Comfy
go to
beds,
the
then?
fancy one.
Comfy
bed.
Okay. Yep, you make your way. The Amused Snapdragon is set in like the garden district. It is run by two elderly halflings, Tatiana and Rosamund. And the second you step inside, it smells like Parma violets. It is filled to the brim with knickknacks. and there are so many religious symbols of the gods of love and the home, Chorus and Sanath. But after
This
the
is
initial
real
smell
triggering
of
for Muck
violets,
right now.
Yeah.
after the initial smell of the violets, you begin to smell fresh baked bread, cakes, biscuits, and looking into what you assume is the dining room, there is like an array of baked goods just set out. You can get 4 rooms if you want them. They will cost you 3 silvers each.
I'll get these ones.
Thank you.
Cool, thanks, Nimbo.
Could we like speak to the like proprietors and just be like,
Yep.
It's like not to bother you, and thank you so much for these lovely rooms, but one of our companions has an over-enthusiastic suitor who we but not
Tatiana
These were the wrong people to
It's-
say that to, Alex.
immediately like, oh my goodness,
but no, he's a bad guy.
romantic drama.
He's got
Tell me, dearie, is there
Okay,
someone
so-
she
Yeah,
does
would have said this
love?
in the end of the street. It would have been fine.
yeah.
Yeah. It would have
No,
been better. I
no,
would have been safe.
He shit.
Oh no, let me guess. Oh, I bet she has a secret lover, someone below
No,
your
no.
station.
I wish.
specifically,
I
specifically, this guy does not respect her own wishes in marriage. And
Oh no. That I understand, and when you give me a description, we won't let him in. But there is a secret lover, yes.
sure.
Not yet.
Would you like me to
Yeah,
find you
define
one?
secret and
Yeah.
define love.
Yeah.
Rosamund walks back out, holding more pastries. Goes, Tatiana, leave the kids alone. You shouldn't be. I'm so sorry. My wife is a terrible meddling matchmaker, and I will. She's not going to get involved. Oh yes, I am going to get involved. You can't stop me. They keep bickering, but you're pretty convinced that just you saying he won't take no for an answer, Calhic Esper is banned from this establishment.
Nice. Thanks, Splatter.
In that case, shall we wrap up the stream here? Because we've been going for 3 hours. Alright, in that case, I went to double check, but we will pick up next week, Sunday, with, as the party sets off to go and do some dungeon crawling. So that'll be a good time. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you all my lovely players. Hope you enjoyed all of that. We are back on next Sunday, which is the 2nd of July. And we will have announcements coming out about our July one-shot in the next few weeks as well, but nothing yet. There might be some familiar faces there, though. On that note, Sam...
Moment of awesome.
Moment of awesome, thank you.
Ooh.
Moment of awesome. Who gets this week's moment of awesome? M still has one.
Muck for
Oh.
threatening to kill that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my vote is for Muck. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Muck for getting traumatized.
Thank
Alright,
you.
Muck takes the moment of awesome, which you can use next week or week after, etc. Sam, who are we raiding today?
We're going to go and see a science communicator called Andrew Holding,
Later.
who is a really cool guy. He's raising money for breast cancer now, and is playing some cyberpunk. So I think he's pretty cool, and he talks a lot of science in the streams. So please do go say hi. But yeah, I'll get that set up now, and we'll go to our ending screen. See you.
Oh,
folks.
can I
Hi,
give a very, very
folks.
quick plug?
You've got time.
Of course.
Very quick plug. This Tuesday, coming out, new podcast from the Natural History Museum, Our Broken Planet, co-hosted by me. It's about our messed up relationship with Earth and how we might be able to fix it. Like
Love
and
that.
subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Finger guns.
I'm
Exciting. Go check that out, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye, folks.
See you, folks.
Bye.